the Procrastinators podcast starting. It's starting. It's me and Tom. It's Ben Saint and Tom Oliver.
Yo,
The boys.
We're here.
The boys
We're back.
are back in town.
Never
The
forget.
boys are back in town.
Never forget who didn't leave you hanging in these trying times.
These trying times. I feel so sad in these trying times, Tom.
Dude, I
More
feel
like these trying Toms, because you're trying my patience right now.
You know, that's fair. That's fair.
Mm,
I have that
yeah,
effect on people. You know.
Yeah, shape up. Shape up.
Yeah. I'll do my best.
So we're back. We're back for another week of whatever this is. What do we want to touch on? What do we want to talk about?
We have a full docket of exciting, high energy topics to talk about this week. I'm sure. Just bursting at the seams with adrenaline powered discussion.
Do we want to comment on the ongoing frustration in the comment section?
Maybe we should say something definitive, if not descriptive, if that makes any sense.
Right. I kind of don't want to. I feel like we already did this, but the comments were particularly there was a lot of jokes. There were a lot of joke comments last week that I appreciated.
Indeed.
But people continue. It's like people continue to want to know, like why isn't like Nate and Digi and whoever else on the podcast? And the it's strange because like there really is no further answer. Like there's no mystery about it. The answer is ask yourself, why is X not on the podcast? Why is it on the PCP? And no matter who it is, the answer is because they don't feel like it.
It really is.
That's it.
Like there's a lot of conspiracy theories starting to pop up in the comments.
It's like, oh, what could have happened? Like
this
what could
huge
be going on? Like nothing.
Like Ben and Nate are brothers, right? So they can just like text each other if there's something wrong. But they're clearly they must have had a falling out. They must hate each other. They must be ready to shoot each other in the face.
Why don't they know? Why won't they talk about it? Why won't they just answer the question? What's the mystery? What are they hiding? I don't know.
It's not that exciting, unfortunately.
It's not. It's really not.
We don't have any high energy gossip that we're hiding behind our lethargic facade of this podcast. It's just not true.
I don't know how to explain any more simply than that. It's a be on whenever you want show, and if someone's not showing up, it's just because they don't feel like it, and that's it.
I mean, Nate just said he doesn't feel like being on the show right now, and that's all we know. That's all that really needs to be said. There's no feud. He's still, because like Nate does all like the finance stuff, like he runs like the pay calculations and everying. He's still doing the spreadsheet stuff to like calculate pay and whatever. So we're still talking. He just messaged us like yesterday talking about how we need to get some stuff in for the diss track. He's still working on the diss track and the music video and everything.
That's right.
There's not like a schism. Nate is still around. He's still talking to us. Right. We are still working on all the RadCon content that is still,
I had not realized. I had actually wondered about. There's some RadCon stuff that I know the status of, and there's other stuff that I didn't know the status of. So I was wondering about that's what Nate mentioned yesterday too. Hippo asked about it a while back. Should we say the diss track? Is that a spoiler to say, or do people know about that?
I don't know. Do I care at this point? I feel like it's been so long since RadCon that like the joke is kind of old now, and like when all this comes out, it's gonna be like, okay, like that's cool. But, like this has been dealt with, It'll just be for the real OG fans. That's true.
If you're an OG PCP head, I feel like it's gonna be evergreen, and if you're not, then our like RadCon in-jokes probably wouldn't have landed with you no matter when they came out.
It's gonna take so long. We're gonna get to the point where like we finally drop it, and then we're gonna get a bunch of comments complaining, what's all this high energy content coming out? I thought the Procrastinators podcast was a relaxing chill vibes, drama shit.
We're gonna shed our whole audience, and then like if more people start being on, people will be like, what? Why is every episode such a clusterfuck? Like, this is not the PCP that I remember. Like, I started listening to the PCP around the same time I got my first gaming console, the PS5, and I don't understand. I don't understand what this means.
Oh, dude, that's something we could talk about. The fucking PS5 and the new Xbox and all that shit, and how they're like, all that's being announced, and the new graphics cards that are just kind of like, gaming's getting so much more complicated, guys. It's expensive. They're upselling us. Games are $70 a pop now, confirmed.
I don't keep up with it because I don't ever intend to purchase a console again. But I have been seeing a lot of shit about the $70 price tag.
It is a nightmare.
And some shit about like the PS5 will come with a version that does not accept physical discs.
Yeah, so
or something like
it's $400 for the digital version, and if you want to pay $100 extra, you too can get an optical drive that was advanced technology 15 years ago.
Oh boy,
it's almost like they're trying to kill the used games market so they can have everyone buy only digital and reap all the sick 30% cut they get for every digital purchase through their storefront. What weaponizing capitalism against the proletariat? What
wait a minute, Tom. Are you telling me that the AAA gaming industry is engaging in anti-consumer practices?
Do I have a name for you to check out? You should watch some guy named Jim Sterling. He'll set you straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch. I pop into him every once in a while and watch his latest few videos and go, "Yep, gaming still looks like shit."
I haven't watched any of his videos in like half a year because YouTube just stopped recommending them to me, and I unsubscribed from like every channel that wasn't like a Blender tutorial. So now like all my old subscriptions and like recommendations are just gone now. It's very strange.
Well, I had watched him before, and I watched him again recently, and it's
still the same thing. Nothing's changed.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Now there's a new kick about how like Ubisoft is not only, terribly anti-consumer and a bad company and evil, it's also like stacked with like, sexual abusers and people that covered for them. And I guess to Jim, this is a problem or whatever. He's made this a big deal, or something.
God.
That's the new goss from over there.
Yeah.
So in case you didn't want to go and catch up yourself.
Are you telling me video games are not made for the love of making interactive entertainment? Are you telling me the single biggest entertainment industry on the planet does not come from a place of passion? Say it ain't so. It
does. The groundlings doing the labor probably do love games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Bobby Kotick doesn't like video. Bobby Kotick's not a gamer? What? No.
How this is why these fucking commies don't understand, as they tweet from their iPhones that capitalism made, by the way, the capitalism's bad. Don't they understand that if we didn't have monopolies or conglomerates like Ubisoft, then the only people making games would be like just human beings that like them, and not like a multinational conglomerate that does all this bullshit that packages their games.
Can you imagine
what would we do if we didn't have Ubisoft to siphon off the surplus labor value of the people who love making games for us?
Imagine if all the video games that came out were just shitty fucking indie titles like Undertale. Imagine a games market where everything was like Undertale instead of like a bloated microtransaction infused nightmare.
I don't remember ducking behind cover to regenerate health in between rounds of firing my gun.
Ben,
even once
you don't
in
fire
Undertale.
A single gun in Undertale. What a failure of a video game. You can't even play with your friends. Can't even play. What is the point if I'm not playing a virtualized sport, playing the same 3 maps over and over again in 20-minute chunks while I'm throwing money at skins?
Undertale?
What's the point?
It's like you just read. Like half of what you do in Undertale is just read
Cringe,
words.
bro. Cringe.
What does that mean?
I didn't buy
I don't
a
understand.
$600 PlayStation to read books, you fucking idiot. Toby Fox, what a hack.
Okay. No. Video games bad. Is is Among Us an indie? Among Us looks
it's got to
indie.
be indie.
I was saying before.
AAA game.
It looks so indie.
AAA developers. They don't make 2D games anymore. That doesn't sell to fucking normies.
I think I'm gonna pick up Among Us and give it a try. It looks titillating. It looks like a lot of fun. I like the idea of a game where you lie and betray your
Among
comrades.
Us is $5. There is no way this is not an indie game. Yeah.
Really? Oh wow. Okay, that's pretty good. Cool. All right. That's probably gonna be $5 well spent. I could play that for like an hour and it would be $5 well spent. So that's pretty good. Speaking of a deal and a half, do you want to know about my gummy?
Please tell me
shit?
more. I saw your tweet and I demand clarification.
Yeah. Okay. So So to briefly recap, the ingredient that I use, isomaltoligosaccharides, a fiber derived from tapioca, is I can't find it on Amazon anymore. So I went to Alibaba, the place that I'm getting the pins made and stuff for the RFCK Kickstarter, and I looked there, and lo and behold, yeah, they have it there. There's actually a whole bunch of distributors that sell isomaltoligosaccharides. It turns out that it's actually like mostly made in like China and Japan and around in the East or whatever. So yeah, and it's a 1 kilogram bag that I bought from Amazon cost me like $12. A kilogram over there, from a lot of these places, costs like $1.50 to $2. So amazing, right? What a deal. The only catch though is that these are like industrial suppliers, and I mean I'm still looking, but it seems like a lot of them have a minimum order on the order of maybe like 100 kilograms, which is like 220 pounds. But I bought like 20 pounds of the stuff, about 10 kilograms on Amazon before, and that cost me like $200 because it costs so much more per pound. So if I buy 200 pounds of it from Alibaba, it'll still cost me only maybe like 200 or 300.
You're up by a factor.
It won't even
10.
cost that much more.
You're 10 times more for your money.
Yeah, and I'll have it forever. So I don't know. I'm thinking I might do it, even if I might find someone who will sell me less. I would ideally only like to buy maybe like 10 or 20, like maybe 10 kilograms, 20 kilograms tops. But if I have to buy 100, I mean, I'll probably do it. And I'm really hoping that it shows up in like a big like barrel or oil drum or something, and I just like keep it outside because it doesn't fit in my house.
I can imagine the joy the mailman will feel rolling a giant oil drum covered in Chinese text in the middle of a pandemic over to Ben's house.
I was I made a batch with an alternate form, a fructooligosaccharide, and it's bad. It not only has a weird taste to it, but it gives me gas, and I hate it. I don't know. It's like bad for you or something. It's like not. It's edible, but it's like no, don't do it. And I was thinking about RFCK gummies again, and I was thinking about how I would make them, and I was looking at Amazon because I'm like, oh, I ordered a big block. I ordered a full kilogram of sheet gelatin, and like a kilogram of sheet gelatin is like a lot because a little bit of sheet gelatin goes a long way because it's highly concentrated. So I spent $60 on a full kilogram of sheet gelatin because sheet gelatin is superior in every way to the powdered. So I'm gonna get that. I got that, and now I'm gonna have all this. IMO, isomaltoligosaccharide, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to do something with all this. So I was thinking about RFCK gummies, and I was thinking about how I would make them, and I thought it would actually be kind of easy because RFCK has fruits. Do you know about crops? Do you know about RFCK crops?
I don't know anything about RFCK other than it exists.
well, juvies can farm all these crops, and there are a whole bunch of them. There are blood cabbages, purple kiliflower is a popular one. Pink radishes, suganma nuts, razor nuts, joy beans, bright shade. I'm gonna forget pulp gourds, pawpaws, an American classic. So there's all these fruits that they have over there, and I was like,
between them gameplay wise.
you can mill them, and milling them gets you different things. You get different colored dyes from milling them, and I think other things too. I'm not exactly sure what each one gives, but yeah, you mill them at the mill to get stuff. And I'm thinking, hey, oh, and dire apples. Can't forget about dire apples. And I'm thinking, okay, all I would need to do is buy like fruit shapes, and then just color them differently, flavor them differently. So like, I could just have like a blue apple and make it dire apple. Easy. All I could do, black limes. I could just have like a lime flavor gummy, a lime shaped gummy, dye it black, make it lime flavor, sell it. Bam. I could sell them in bags of a pound. To the incredibly small market that I'm sure would be in, but there would be a small but incredibly dedicated market that would probably be all over it.
You got the cult following thing on lock. You really should be like quintuple dipping into that. That's what I'd be doing.
I was looking on Amazon for fruit shaped like gummy molds, and they're all crap. They're all terrible. They all have pineapples, and like I don't want pineapples. I want like a pear shape. I want an apple shape. A generic berry would be fine. A citrus. It was simple, but like they're very limited. There's very limited things on Amazon. Maybe I should check eBay. I could expand my search.
Got to go back to Alibaba,
perhaps. Or even Alibaba, or even Alibaba, which has proven to be a better source of literally everything that I have checked it for. People are sleeping on Alibaba.
I mean, seriously. I use AliExpress and Banggood all the time. I use Banggood just because it has a hilarious name, and I love shopping on there.
Is AliExpress related to Alibaba?
I was gonna ask you if you know, because I'm not sure. I've never dug deep, but I would assume they have to be some sort of like related thing, right?
One could just like be a knockoff of the other.
I mean, it's China, so it's very possible they have no protection for those things. All I know is they're both pretty good.
Wait, sorry, some idiot said something wrong on Twitter and I have to kill them.
Oh no, live. We're watching it happen live, everyone.
Okay.
Or cool. I am. You guys are listening to this a week after it happens.
Okay, some fucking moron just deliberately misinterpreting something incredibly clear that I said.
So based. Twitter as usual. What else is new?
It's just Twitter.
You're not used to it by now? Just like doesn't just bounce off you?
It doesn't. No. I am used to it, but it doesn't bounce off me. I still get mad.
I see your problem.
So yeah. So that's the gummy update.
I want to know immediately when the 200-pound oil drum shows up at your house.
Honestly, I kind of hope that I do end up just buying 100 pounds, because like fuck it, that'll keep me in gummies for years. And
the memes alone will make it worth it.
I'm going to make them for years. Like I'm not gonna like give up and stop making them. Like I've put in all this work. I'm not just gonna stop. So like
it's true.
It's not even a waste. Like I will literally use all 100 kilograms of it. Lamau. Some of them have a minimum order of a metric ton.
What the fuck?
I mean, presumably you would sell it to like a factory or something.
I mean, I guess, like but still,
an industrial manufacturer. It's not for plebes like me, but I want to get in on the market.
You say that now, but once it becomes a burgeoning business,
a year.
All of a sudden, a metric ton is just like that's my minimum order, dude. Business is booming.
That's speaking of buying in bulk, I've been fulfilling the Vapors orders, and I have sent out basically all of the ones that don't involve like a sketch or a signature. I'm putting in like I'm putting a lot of detail into the reward drawings, like I'm coloring them and everything. So it's taken me a while, but hopefully it's worth it. But I'm actually getting pretty close to being out of copies of Chapter 1. Because I had lots of leftovers from book 1 from the first Kickstarter. So the idea was that I would just sell them again during this Kickstarter, which I did, and I don't think I'm quite gonna run out. But I think if like everyone who ordered but has not like signed up, put their information into their rewards survey, I think if everyone did that, I would in fact run out and have to order like another shipment of it.
Shit.
And then it's like, ooh, well, would I order another 500 because there's a price break, or would that be wasteful? Maybe I should just get like 100 or something.
I guess it depends on how many you need. If you need like 4, I would just say go down to Kinko's and get 4 made.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? If it's like, if I was gonna do another like mass Kickstarter or something, then maybe I would order another few hundred. But like, no, in this case, it would probably be like 20 or 30 that I would need extra tops. So yeah, okay, that's what I should do. Problem solved.
Glad I can help.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, gummies and vapors too. That's what I've been up to.
It's been like your whole like last 2 months of your life, dude. Pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta mention one more thing. This got me very excited. It's another RFCK thing, but we had the War on Quickville contest. You know, in retribution for the bicarbonate rain. You know, we had to go after you know, the slime version of Lockacom moved from the beta prime timeline to the alpha timeline, and slime was restored to dimension C197. You know, obviously there was nothing left to do but go to war. So we did, and me and Gib judged it, and boy, oh fucking boy, it was like right until before the judging, there were like less than 10 entries. There were like so few entries, and they were mostly small. There was like an image or like, you know, like one like written text story or whatever, and I was like, oh god, nobody's entering this one. This is a complete bust. But then like an hour before the contest judging, like 30 people just like bombarded it with their entries, and we had I would say possibly some of the most legendary entries that I've heard. Some of the funniest ones. We had like this song, Oreo-sama made this. He wrote this song. It was called Blood. Is it Piss, Blood, and Shit? Fuck, I might be mixing around the order, but it's split. Our sides were split. Robodobo wrote this like really long story about Paradox Crocs and Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog and Crocs both want to be the one to defeat Christine, so they have to fight one another in order to, you know, the winner gets to go on and do that. And I don't know, I'm not going to explain it because it wouldn't be funny if I just told you like what happened. But oh my goodness gracious, I could not breathe.
Was that the winner of the contest?
It was a winner. There were multiple winners. Though both of those we named 6 different winners. Because we were very, very generous. Lol.
Indeed.
And I just wanna, I don't know, RFCK heads, thanks for, this goes out to all you kids out there. Thanks for making that a real fucking banger of an event. I guess it was truly epic.
Fantastic.
Very, very good. Very good. Okay. So that's been my week. How's your week been?
It's been interesting. I mean, I went to a hotel for like 4 days, from like Sunday to Thursday, because I was just like,
why?
Because I've been trapped in this house doing nothing because, you know, back pain / COVID, and I was like, I can't stand it. I need a change of scenery. This is driving me nuts. I'm just gonna go to a hotel.
Really?
Just to get out.
You just booked a hotel just because?
Just because I felt like it. I was like, I just need a break. I need a change of scenery. I'm whatever. I'll not do any work. I'll stop working. I'll just like chill and do nothing, whatever. And so I did that, and I just went to a hotel for a little bit, and it was kind of gay. I was hoping it would be like a change of scenery and like stop working would allow me to like recharge my batteries and kind of like recenter myself and be like, all right, this was like what I'm gonna do. It was just kind of like lame. It just kind of sucked. Just kind of dumb. I guess it's because like the only time I go to hotels is to, like, go to conventions and hang out with people, and so I had like mentally been like, hotels are like cool. But when you're there by yourself, it's just the worst. It's just crap and dour. And it's because of COVID. Like they didn't even have free breakfast, which is like half the reason to go to a hotel is to get free breakfast. They didn't even have that. Like, oh, stinks. The best thing is they had a fucking vending machine that had like ice cream bars. I could go get ice cream whenever I wanted with no effort, and that was pretty cool. Other than that,
Was it
it was like
expensive?
$1. $1's fine. I can handle $1.
No, I mean the hotel in general.
No, the prices are pretty low. It was like to stay there for like 5 days. I think it was like $330 or something. It's not a huge deal.
That's more than I would spend.
It's more than anyone should spend.
You must have really wanted to get out.
It was very bad. The desire to leave was very strong. It was a very not a premeditated decision. I was just like, fuck it, gone, done, bye, and I left. So that was cool, but yeah, not great, not super fun. But I just kind of like dick around and just be like, okay, I'm here.
So wait. Did you just dick around like on the hotel grounds for like 3 days or how many days?
It was like 4 nights or something like that. I just kind of was just like watching TV or just going around the town, because like I went like one town over and just kind of like doing stuff around there.
Do you want to say what the town was, or is that
it doesn't matter. It's the middle of nowhere, Massachusetts. They all kind of blend together once you get outside of Boston. It's all the same thing.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so just doing that, and then on the last day, I like hurt my back again.
Lol.
So I came home and then I was in bed for 2 days and I just watched more cartoons and it was great. I watched like all of the Owl House, which I've been meaning to watch. That was really cool. I watched all of season 1 of Amphibia. That was really cool. I watched all of Infinity Train, which is amazing.
I saw you tweeting about Infinity Train.
It's so good.
It doesn't look good.
I don't want to watch it. The art style is not good, and that's the reason I didn't watch it before, because it's like, oh, this looks ugly as sin. And then my sister,
well, what I object to about it is just that it looks like every other fucking cartoon these days.
It's like it looks like a worse version of every cartoon out these days. It's just like a very generic art style, and so I was not invested in it at all. But the story is really cool, and the way it's told is, it's like, did you watch Over the Garden Wall from like 5 years ago?
I watched it like a couple years after it came out, but I did eventually watch it. Yeah.
Infinity Train reminds me of Over Garden the Wall in terms of tone. The story and everything is nothing like it, but like in terms of just like being kind of like vague and like not really not knowing exactly what's going on and not being sure what's going to happen next. Infinity Train does that as well. The story
is it an ongoing series?
It is ongoing. But the cool thing about Infinity Train is that each season is its own story. So, and then the next season there's a new protagonist. That's one of the characters, one of the minor characters from the previous season. So every season you're like, I wonder which random person that only showed up for like a small segment is going to have their own story next season. It's a really interesting concept.
How many seasons are there?
There are 3 so far. And the reason why I want to bring up Infinity Train specifically is it's going to get canceled because everything is bad. The guy who makes the show is like, yeah, I had 8 seasons planned because like 8 is like an infinity symbol. Haha, I'm clever. Lamau.
Oh, yeah, very good.
But he had 8 seasons he wants to do. And like, there's like, he's building to something bigger, I guess. There's like an underpinning thing that they've been working towards. And HBO is just like, this show's like too complicated for children, even though we're fucking HBO. No, we don't want to make this anymore. And so like they haven't been renewed for season 4, which really sucks.
Why did they make it in the first place?
I don't know, because like that's the dumb thing, is because the first 2 seasons were on Cartoon Network. Then HBO bought it to put it on HBO Max. And now they're like, actually, we were wrong. This is dumb. And now they're trying to get rid of it. I'm like, you fools, you Neanderthals.
What?
Because like the 3rd season was the first one on HBO, and so they're like, oh, we don't have to make it just for children, and it got like way darker and cooler and like could do more things. And then they're just like, what if we didn't do these anymore? I'm like, oh, you fucking you rubes, you morons. And it makes me really mad because it's so fucking cool. It's so good. Like the concept is that like random people just end up on this train that goes on for infinity. There's like a million different cars that like go forever, and you get like a number on your hand, and that number represents like how bad whatever fucking problem in your life you need to deal with is, and you're just trapped on this train until you can figure out how to deal with your shit. Once that number goes down to 0, you get off the train. and each character has their own things they're dealing with, and like these cars are just like randomly generated by a machine algorithm to like help them like deal with their shit, and it's really fucking cool, and it's just like really mysterious on how everything works, and it's great, and it's a 10 out of 10, and I recommend it super highly. Watch Infinity Train. The episodes are short, the seasons are short, they're 11-minute episodes. And
that was going to be my next question: is how long's a season? How long's an episode?
It's like 10 episodes a season, 11 minutes a pop. It's like watching a short little movie. You're just in and out and done.
Not even.
It's good.
That's not even that bad. Okay,
it's super good, and it's super worth doing.
I might maybe give it a little look.
The first season's like an 8. The second season is like a 10, and the third season's like another 10 or a 9. They're really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Definitely recommend that. And then Owl House and Amphibia are both really good too, but they're much more, I don't want to say generic, but like they're basically just following the Gravity Falls formula. Like if you've seen Gravity Falls, you've seen Amphibia and Owl House. They're the exact same thing. It's like hijinks, and the comedy's written like exactly the same way. It's like
wait. You're comparing. Wait, what is the same thing as what? Amphibia? What is Amphibia?
Amphibia.
I don't know what that is.
Amphibia is like a show where this like girl gets isekai'd into a world of like amphibians, like a fantasy kind of world with like frogs and toads and newts and stuff. And
okay,
that came out last year. And then Owl House is where a girl.
Owl House is about that like. No, I'm thinking of Loud House. Sorry. No, I don't know anything about Owl House.
Yeah, Owl House is about a girl who gets isekai'd to a world of like sorcery and shit. And they're basically the exact same kind of premise. They have the exact same kind of comedy as Gravity Falls, and they follow the same sort of structure.
I just hate how fucking cartoons look these days. I don't know. I just looked up Amphibia and like, oh look, it looks the same. I'm gonna look up Owl House.
I think Owl House
is it gonna look the same?
It looks a bit better. I think Owl House is probably the best looking one out of all the ones I've been talking about so far.
Oh, it's close enough. I don't like it.
I like Owl House. I mean, aesthetically they all look very similar, but like I guess the good thing about having like a simplistic art style is they're all animated pretty well. Like the animation's really smooth and stuff.
It's not that I don't understand why they look like this. I understand the advantages. I
mean, I'm with you. I made a whole video complaining about how like modern cartoons, they're like very stylized, but they all use the same kind of stylization, where like when you become that like vague and like not representational, you have so much more room to play with shape and stuff, and most of these cartoons don't, and it's sad. Because like the American cartoon industry is very like nepotism, I don't know if that's the right word, but like it's basically like sure. Alex Hirsch is the voice of like one of the main characters on the Owl House, because like I think he, like someone who worked on Gravity Falls, is now the lead of that show, and then he was working on another show before we got Gravity Falls. It's like they're all just kind of giving their friends shows, and like that's how all these things get made. So they're all pulling from the same continual pool of talent, which is like, that's why they all feel the same. Like all these shows are written exactly the same way. Like Gravity Falls has like, you know, these like just, it starts with like a lot of like one-off kind of character things, but then you have this older mentor character who has like a dark secret and like a more complicated past. And as the story goes, it gets more complicated. And the Owl House and Amphibia both do exactly the same thing. And it's just like, these are good characters and they're good stories, and I recommend them both.
I mean, to an extent, there's the like, you know, there are only like 7 different stories you can tell.
But when like Disney puts out all 3 of the shows,
the fact that it's the same people
within 5 years, and they all follow the exact same beats to a T, it's just like Hot Pop from Amphibia. He like knows what's really going on with Anne and like where she came from, and he's like keeping it a secret, and they're slowly hinting at it. It's like, oh, so just like fucking Grunkle Stan. And then it's like in Owl House, it's like Ida, the old witch, she has like this dark past and knows more about the shit than she's letting on, and the story's getting more complex as it goes on. I'm like, oh, so just like Grunkle Stan. It's like the exact same thing. I'm like this is fine, like it's good, and like I'm able to turn off my brain and enjoy these shows and have a good time, and like they are fun, but at the same time I am just watching 2 more versions of Gravity Falls again. And like, I get it. I'm fine with that. But at the same time, come on, mix it up a little bit. But Infinity Train is its own thing, and it's fucking
agree.
based. That's why they're going to cancel it, and these other shows are going to keep going until they're done, because that's...
Is it confirmed? Are they definitely canceling it? Or?
It's not confirmed, but they haven't been renewed yet, and a bunch of the staff has
Yeah.
been moved to other projects. So, like, it's all but confirmed.
Oh god, they'll have to fucking Indiegogo it or whatever.
Or they'll just get, like, someone to keep it going as a comic or something, as a lot of these shows do.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, there's always that. There's always the incredibly lucrative comics market you could break into. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they can join me. They can join me in the clouds.
Indeed. Get those Kickstarters going. That's where the real money is.
Oh fuck. That reminded me of something. Fuck. Oh no, it's gone. Oh no, that was like I was
gotta take notes, Ben. You gotta be ready to go.
I should have written it down. Oh no, wait, what was I doing? What was I doing this week? There was some show or I remember. I watched another because I watched the Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Yes.
2 weeks ago, I think. I asked on Twitter for recommendations for other movies like that are just about people talking. And I got a lot. I got a lot of recommendations actually. And I picked one. I picked one at random and I watched it. And I feel this someone said like I love the genre of movies about people talking. It's good. And then they listed some of their favorites, and I picked one, and I watched it, and I feel bad because I didn't like it.
Oh, fuck.
I hate to call this person out and say, hey, your favorite? It sucks. But I'm...
You're going to do it anyway.
I don't know. I'm going to do it anyway. This Retro PK recommended Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and I had not seen either of them. And I watched Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which is about it is about a girl visits her parents and is like, I'm getting married, but she's getting married to a black guy. What the fuck are we gonna do about this? Will the parents cope with this shit, or will they have a fucking problem? And it wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't say the whole thing was. I didn't hate all of it. There was a lot of like pretty good dialogue throughout a lot of the movie. There's a lot of like. There's pretty good. There's some intrigue, like the guy. He's like he talks to the dad, and he's like, listen. They make all these ultimatums. He's like, listen, I want him. The daughter's like, I'm getting married to this guy, no matter what you say. I just wanted to introduce you before, and we're going off to get married, like in a week from now. And then privately the guy is like, hey, listen, you're her dad. Well, I'm going to tell you, even though she wants to get married, no matter what you say, I will not marry her unless you say it's okay, because I don't want problems in my life. It'll be too complicated. And then like later on they're like, oh, and the dad's like, well, I just need some time to get figured out by this. Okay, well, maybe before the week is up, I can come to terms with it. But then they're like, oh no, the timetable's moved up. Now we're going tonight. Dad, you better give your blessing tonight, or the wedding's off. It's like, fuck, and it's fine. That's all fine and all. It's good. And also racism's bad. So I agree with the general thrust of the movie, but I was deeply, deeply annoyed at the way that basically the main character of the movie is the racist dad, and like the movie is very sympathetic to this old racist white guy who's having like a real big problem with the fact that his daughter's marrying a black man. It's very it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I get it. It's okay. And he does in the end, he just decides, you know what, I also think racism's bad. But it's really annoying because all the black characters in the movie, except for the guy, except for the fiance, all the other and his mom, I guess, but all the other black characters, like the maid and the dad, are all portrayed as like, sure, this white guy is kind of racist, but these black people, like, they're really racist. Like, they're the real racists. They're like way against it, and they won't even be dissuaded. And the final scene of the movie, the white guy, he stands up and he delivers like what I think is meant to be like a big like moving speech, but the moving speech is he basically just recounts the entire plot of the movie as though I hadn't just watched it, and then like pronounces to all these characters how like he's decided that actually racism is bad, and it's okay for my daughter to marry a black man, and the black dad who thinks his son should marry a black girl just like doesn't even say anything about it, just meekly accepts it. That's the end. The white guy has said it. Now that he's accepted that racism is bad, the movie's thesis is proved, and we can all sit down and have the titular dinner.
All right.
I thought that was so
would you say this
irritating.
movie is a victim of its time?
I'm sure it was seen as extremely progressive in its day, and I guess to a degree, it's good. The movie's about how racism's bad, but the way it's framed is like real annoying.
There's still some vestigial racism in the characterization.
Yeah, just in some of the choices. That they make and how they choose to present it, and how the conflict is resolved. It's like, I don't want to sympathize with this guy. Fuck this guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I can understand that. I guess I'm assuming the point is that it's trying to show it's a flawed character growing. But when I'm being a little hard on it. I get why. I get that it's like, I mean, the movie is made. I'm sure the movie was made with a mostly white audience in mind, right? I'm sure.
It's like an old Hollywood movie, and it's there's a whole subgenre of movies that are about how racism is bad, but they're framed through the context of some kind of this white guy, this white protagonist. Yeah, he's kind of racist, but he's got a good heart. He's a fundamentally good guy. And then he, meets a black guy who's like, "Oh, you're not like those other black guys. You're different." Oh, that's the other thing. The way the parents are like, they come around to the guy marrying their daughter, but this guy is like an insanely he's like hyper overcompetent qualified. He's like this famous like biomedical professor or something. He's like this. He's not like a normal they really don't decide like, oh, racism is wrong. They decide like, okay, this like one like super qualified famous black guy, like he's all right. They're not all bad. Like that's what it takes to get them to be like, maybe it's okay for her to marry him. Sorry, Retro PK, for shitting on a movie you really like. Sorry. I don't know if they're even listening, but
well, maybe someday.
But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep watching movies about nothing happening.
Man, if you want to watch a movie about nothing happening and people just talk, can I recommend a little movie called Clerks? I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a small indie film.
I have never actually seen Clerks.
What?
Wait. No, yes, I have. It's in black and white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen Clerks.
It's like, you're my age. You've definitely seen Clerks. Everyone 31 has seen Clerks.
You say that, but I feel like Clerks was a little bit before our time. Like Clerks was cool. Like Clerks was new when like Gen X was like teenagers, right?
Maybe. I don't know. It just everybody I grew up with was like, Clerks was so fucking cool. You got to watch Clerks. So maybe it was just my social circle, but it made me feel like Clerks was like a cultural, important thing of our age.
I think Kevin Smith was a little bit. I think Kevin Smith's heyday was like a little bit before you and me. But like
it bled
by
over.
little enough. But yeah, by little enough that it bled over. I did. My circle was not like, we didn't talk. Clerks was not like a thing we were super excited about, but somebody mentioned it and I watched it at some point. That's the one where the lady is like the professional, like jerks off animals for semen or something. Like as a vet thing. That's the part I remember, is like the lady jerks off dogs for artificial insemination or something.
Beautiful.
And there's the thing about snowballing.
Yeah.
Right? Am I?
That's in Clerks,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good stuff.
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks in a row. That's the part I remember.
Doesn't the guy like die in the bathroom?
A guy does die in the bathroom, yes.
And the lady fucks him because she doesn't know he's dead because it's dark, and like rigor mortis keeps his dick hard.
She thinks it's his.
Spoilers for Clerks.
Yeah. If you've never seen Clerks, what the fuck's wrong with you idiots? Yeah, she thinks it's Dante, the main character, goes into the bathroom and fucks a dead guy because she thinks it's her boyfriend.
Right, because the hard rigor mortis dick. Yeah.
Yeah. What a classic.
what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
This is all right.
Spoilers.
I never saw Clerks 2. I never saw Clerks 2. That's what I'm thinking of.
Clerks 2 is okay. There's some funny moments. It's not as good as the first one, as one would expect.
This is it's weird. It's weird that I'm like have like watched 2 movies. I like never watch movies. The last movie I watched was before like this month was fucking what was the new Mad Max? Fury Road. It was Fury Road, which I watched in fucking like last November.
I thought you meant like when it came out. I'm like, that's like 5 years ago. You haven't watched a movie in 5 years. God damn.
No,
committing to the bit.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Godzilla movies because me and Jax and Saber are doing a podcast going through every single Godzilla movie called Squadzilla. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty good theme for a podcast. Honestly.
Yeah, there'll be.
That's a much better theme than the Pro
It's really weird
podcast,
being on a podcast with like topics to discuss. It's strange. Never done it before now, but it's an interesting change of pace.
You know, when before we started the PCP, I was like if we're all gonna start a podcast, there should be a theme. We should have a theme, like for instance, watching every whatever about Godzilla, whatever tokusatsu is. Wait, is tokusatsu
that's
a different
just
thing?
like the live action special effects genre. So yeah, Godzilla movies would fall into the tokusatsu genre.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Like watching like I pushed for something like that, but I didn't have nobody had any specific ideas, so we didn't do it. So we decided to just do different topics all the time.
To be fair, in most of the conversations since that initial one about topics, I've championed that idea along with you, that like if we're going to like do something with topics, we would need to niche down. That's like how you make a podcast successful, is like you attract an audience around something people are already interested in. And
yeah, which is like that was what I thought a podcast should be. I think around the time we were starting the PCP, I had been binging what's it called? The Worst Idea podcast. The one where every week they watch Grown Ups 2 and then they record a podcast talking about Grown Ups 2. They did like 100 episodes of it. I only watched I only listened to the first incredible. 50 though, unfortunately. I didn't make it all the way through season 2.
The fact that they can even get 50 episodes out of that is amazing.
Well, after a while, I mean, they do keep noticing like weird little things, but after a while, they start talking about like the personal lives of like all the most minor actors, and like they start. I guess one of like the jocks in like a party scene or whatever is played by Patrick Schwarzenegger, Arnold's son, and they come and I guess Patrick Schwarzenegger was dating like Taylor Swift or something for a while, and so they create like a little segment, a Patty Schwartz party time, where they like have like a weekly update on like the goings on in the life of Patrick Schwarzenegger, talk about his relationship with Taylor Swift and how that's progressing and all that, which was great, but if you don't want to have your podcast be about something as specific as that, that's fine. But and yeah, my thing about topics is just, as I've always said, is like if the podcast can just be about whatever topic, then like all you got to do is just show up and mention whatever topic you want to talk about it, and we'll talk about it. We don't have like I don't see the utility of like deciding ahead of the episode as like, okay, this episode of this podcast is going to be about some Godzilla movies, and then next week it'll be about whatever the fuck, you can talk about Godzilla if you want to talk about Godzilla.
I think the idea is just to corral the conversation and keep the entire episode on point for marketing purposes, but I would just say go the extra mile.
If you're gonna do that,
for the whole podcast.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that for marketing, yeah, I don't know if it works that well unless you go all out with it and make the whole thing. It's like, because nobody's gonna say like, oh, have you heard about this podcast? Yeah, they did an episode about such and such thing. I mean, maybe, but you're more likely to just get word of mouth. It's like, oh, have you heard about this one podcast, it's all about like it's a whole podcast about
Grown-ups too.
Topic that I'm interested in. Yeah, about Grown-ups too, or about Welcome to Night Vale.
I mean, at this point, the Procrastinators podcast is a
thing.
personality-driven show, and that's like the other side of the spectrum we've always been talking about in our inside baseball meetings. Is like it either needs to be about us, personality-wise, or about a specific topic. Being in the middle is just like the worst of both worlds, and the discussion never really grew past that point, unfortunately.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind being on like another like some podcast. If someone, what I'm saying, Tom, is if someone invited me onto a podcast that was strongly themed around something, I'd love to be on. But not talking about the Godzilla one, because I've literally never watched a Godzilla podcast in my life. But that sounds like something that I would be interested in if I were a fan of the genre. So I wish that great success.
We just need to.
You said you and Jax.
Yeah, me, Jax, and Saber Spark. Because me and Jax are big Godzilla guys, and we've watched all the movies multiple times. And Saber's only seen the new American ones, so we're basically bringing him through the whole series and forcing him to watch all of them.
Yeah. The only one. I think the only Godzilla movie I've ever seen was like Godzilla 2000, which I saw in theaters. Lol.
I did too.
It left no impression on me whatsoever.
It gave me a giant erection because I loved it. It was incredible. Yeah, I love that movie. It's super cheesy and super bad, and they butchered the dub horribly that I found out years later. But at the time, I was like, oh my god, they have really bad looking CGI missiles. Yeah, Godzilla 2000 in theaters was dubbed, my dude.
Wait, no, it wasn't. It had like fucking
It's not. What? It's not even called Godzilla 2000 in Japan. It's called Godzilla Millennium.
No, didn't it have like it had like American action stars in it, didn't it? Or not action stars. It had like.
Are you talking about Godzilla 98, the fucking one that had Godzilla look like a fucking lizard man, and they killed him on a bridge with 6 missiles, and he hatched a bunch of eggs. I need you to blow up Madison Square Garden, and it's set in New York, and it was raining all the time. It was the worst movie of all time. That left.
I'm talking about the one that had like the little Godzillas running around like Jurassic Park.
That's Godzilla 98. We don't talk about that movie. It's a living nightmare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Godzilla 2000 was a quick dub of the first Godzilla movie that came out like after the Heisei series ended. And they just, for some reason, brought it over to America and dubbed it and ruined it horribly. But it was still the best thing I ever saw because it was 2 years after that horrible 98 American movie. And it was back to form. And it was cool. And I liked it.
What is the Heisei
That's like the movies
series?
that came out in the 90s. So like it started with like Godzilla Returns in 1984. And then it went through like a bunch of like the classic old monsters redone. Like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Godzilla versus Space Godzilla and King Ghidorah and stuff. Like they're like groups. They group the movies into like whoever was like emperor at the time or something. Like there's like a name for each of like the Showa series. Yeah, which is back in like the 60s and 70s. So then there was the Millennium series, which has started with Godzilla 2000, and then there's like a new era now that's called like the Reiwa era or something. I don't know. I'm not.
Is the Emperor of Japan
I have no
named
idea.
Reiwa?
I'm not Digibro. I don't know this shit.
I bet Digi doesn't know.
It's anime adjacent enough that she might. She may know.
Maybe.
I guess we'll have to ask someday.
Who knows? If only
she corrected my pronunciation to Heisei, I believe, because I didn't know how to even pronounce it. So she must know somewhat this knowledge.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Wait, what's that podcast called? I'm kind of
curious. That we do? It's just called Squadzilla. Yeah. There's some channel on YouTube.
You already said it.
There's some channel called Squadzilla already on YouTube, and they have nothing to do with Godzilla at all.
Bummer.
And it's really stupid. And like for the longest time, the related video on the first episode of our podcast was like MLB versus like some fucking like video game or something, like Major League Baseball crossover, like a chart thing. I'm like, this looks like the cringiest channel of all time.
what about BLM versus Godzilla?
Oh
Like, who would
God.
win? Right? Like Antifa or or
I mean, when you think
Mechagodzilla?
about it, who does more property damage than Godzilla? He's a card-carrying Antifa member.
I mean, Antifa set the whole West Coast on fire, Tom. A Godzilla, can Godzilla even breathe fire? Or does he have like radiation breath or something?
He can destroy everything. That's what made Godzilla.
That's his power. He can destroy.
That's what made the end of
everything.
Godzilla 2000 so cool. They had this really cheesy dub line at the end where it's like, why does Godzilla keep saving us from evil monsters all the time? And then like the main character of the movie is like, maybe because there's a little bit of Godzilla in all of us. And you're like, oh God, what a crappy ending to this movie. But then it cuts to Godzilla. It's I don't know.
Mean?
But then it cuts to Godzilla like doing this like 360 nuclear flame attack and destroying all of Tokyo while the theme starts right after he says that, as if to say fuck you. And it was the best ending to a movie ever. Super cool. 10 out of 10. Godzilla Millennium's based. Watch it.
Oh my God, I'm checking out Squadzilla. It's got like a nice little animated intro here. Oh my God, this looks great.
Well, Saberspark has 1 million subscribers. He has money. He can pay people to do things and make stuff.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Got that big YouTuber money.
Was this a Saberspark venture?
It was. I think it was either my or Jax's idea because we were just talking about Godzilla in like Discord calls and stuff. I'm like, we should do a podcast about this, and here it is. So the new episode should probably be out by the time this podcast is out.
Oh, that'll be episode 3.
Yeah, King Kong versus Godzilla, the original 1962 or 64, something like that. I think it came out.
Wow. Oh, nifty.
Yeah,
nifty. Hey,
just in time for Kong versus Godzilla remake coming out the end of this year.
Someone in the audience with 1 million subscribers, invite me onto a highly specifically themed podcast with a cool animated intro. Why don't you?
Right.
At me on Twitter. Get me hook me up, please.
DMs are open.
Yes, actually, they are now. They were not. I had my
Really?
DMs closed. Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't like deliberately do this. I had my DMs closed, but someone wanted. I guess the pin fell out of their Vapors like envelope, and I was like, okay, DM me your address or whatever, so I can like what's your name on Kickstarter, and so I had to open DMs on Twitter so I could get their info, and I was like, why did I have these? Why did I have DMs closed? I had it open only to people that I was following or mutuals or whatever. And I don't know why. I don't know why that was. There's no reason for that.
Twitter has a lot of really dumb settings that are set on initially. Like, have you ever gone to the settings and realized that like for a lot of the times, only show high quality responses is on?
What?
It'll like filter out certain people that it thinks are low quality or something.
Oh shit!
And just not show you notifications.
What?
Yeah, go to settings, notifications, and then quality filter is usually on.
It's
sometimes.
oh my
filter
God, no,
lower
it's on.
Quality.
Oh no, it's on. Help.
Isn't it dumb? Why would you have that on by default? I'm just like, I want to see all the responses. I don't care if you think they're low quality. Fuck you. Don't judge people that way.
I don't know. Like I have to wonder like whose tweets has it been filtering?
Well, that's the whole thing.
Whose tweets has it been filtering? What have I been missing?
How much of an asshole have you been to people who have been like trying to talk to you and you just never saw it because Twitter decided they were low quality? Fuck you, buddy.
I mean you still get like notified from like ats and stuff, right? You must.
I don't know. It doesn't say what that means.
There's a learn. This won't filter out Okay, it won't filter out notifications from people you follow or accounts you've So it might filter notifications from people that if I'm not following them or if I haven't interacted.
Yeah.
That sucks. No, I want to know when I get added. Jesus. Oh God. Oh God. Ah, cripes. What
Twitter continuing to be a great platform.
What a fucking nightmare. I hate it.
Yeah.
Man, Twitter fucking. Oh, hey, okay. Hey, how do we feel? How do we feel about Ruth Badger Ginsburg? I don't know.
God, yeah.
I don't know if there's much to say about it, but
Not yet, at least. It'll be interesting to see what happens if we get some hardcore hypocrisy going on.
We're absolutely going to.
I mean, yeah.
There's no. I mean, this is the kind of thing. Like, this is what Republicans like. This is what Republicans like base their try scrabble and lie and do all their power grubbing shit for, waiting for an opportunity like this. This is the time to cash in all their chips. You know?
Do you? I mean, okay, I agree with you, but do you honestly not think that if the tables were turned, the libs wouldn't be doing the exact same thing?
Okay,
this is just politics. Okay. This is just how the game is played.
To a degree. Oh God, well, I do think that the Dems would rush to fill the seat. Yes, obviously. But the hypocrisy is that the Republicans went to such lengths and were so shitty about they blocked Obama's nominee.
Right.
So yeah, I guess they probably would do the same thing, but the difference is that the Democrats are not going to, in the name of bipartisanship or whatever, they are not going to pull out all the stops in order to block the Republicans' nominee. They're too, I don't know, they're too complacent, or they're complicit, or they don't give that much of a shit, or whatever their fucking problem is. The Dems aren't going to resist it in the way that the Republicans would. That's the asymmetry.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, they're just
there's just nothing to talk about this yet, because nothing's really happened. It's just
yeah. No,
we'll have to wait and see.
It's all just talk at this point.
Yeah, which is, I guess, kind of good. I guess the longer they don't do anything, the better chance it is that the precedent that they set will continue to be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
all, there's only a couple weeks. There's only a couple weeks left, really.
Well, there's only
until the election.
Only a couple weeks until the election, but then there's the Trump is still the president for the rest of the year, even after the election.
Yeah, until January.
So it could happen then too.
I mean, that would be. I feel like any chance you would have to even wiggle your way through without issue. If Biden is elected and then December 14th, Trump's and this guy's in, that's when you're really fucked at that point. The blowback would be astronomical.
I don't know. I don't know if they're worried about blowback. What would be the consequence to them if there was blowback?
I don't really know. I mean,
Republicans would the Democrats would be angry that they pushed it through, but they already hate the Republicans. The Republicans would be happy that they pushed him through, just because they're already on their side. I don't see this as a thing where the Republicans stand to lose very much. The only thing they stand to lose is if they were to fail to push a nominee through.
Well, I guess that's what I mean. They would attempt to push, and there'd be a lot of pushback to prevent it from happening, and they get a lot of they bloody their nose for no real gain.
Because
I feel as soon as the process would start, because I would assume there's still some checks and balances. I'm assuming Trump can't just be that guy and then it's done, right? There has to be more to it than that.
Democrats just care more. Democrats care more about decorum than Republicans do. Democrats will fail to act if it's oh no, that's beneath me, even if it's something really important, blocking Trump's judiciary nominee. The Republicans wouldn't give a shit. They don't care if someone calls them a hypocrite. It's yeah, sure, fine, but I'm gonna do it because I want it, and my constituency demands it, and I'm afraid of my constituency.
When the kind of precedent was set with Obama, is that just a unwritten rule, or did that become part of
which
law?
Which precedent do you mean?
the precedent that you can't appoint a judge during an election year? Is that like on the books now, or is that just kind of like a gentleman's agreement?
That's not a real precedent. That was just, okay, now I'm no expert or anything, but my understanding is that was basically just the Senate, which was controlled by the Republicans then as it is now, like just simply refused to convene to vote on a nominee.
That's right, but like
it wasn't like a legal precedent.
Right, but my understanding as well is that like in order to justify doing so, they tried to set an official precedent with that maneuver going forward.
I mean,
because like
they would say anything. Of course they would say that. Well, that's my point. Yeah.
Was it just bullshit, or was there actual like legislation put down in response to this?
I feel.
And is it on the books now?
You know, I don't know for sure. My gut is that it was just complete bullshit.
That's my feeling as well.
But it was complete bullshit that worked. And
it's very strange that it
completely worked because Democrats are not willing to get their hands dirty in the way that Republicans are. They're not willing to like get down in the weeds and like I don't know. I know there's a video about this specific thing by Innuendo Studios. It's called "They Go Low, We Go High," and it's about how Democrats like won't get their hands dirty with shit like this, even when it's important. So I don't remember exactly what the circumstances was, but I know that there were things that Obama could have done in order to force the issue, because the Senate was going. It's extra constitution. To put it nicely, it's extra constitutional for the Senate to simply refuse to convene on the. It's not that they even like held a vote and voted against the nominee. They simply refused to even hold the vote, which is like,
right.
I guess there's no rule that they can't do that, but like it's definitely not the spirit of the law that they should be able to do that.
It's like finding a loophole.
And Obama probably could have found some kind of similarly extra constitutional means to force the issue, which would have been like just turnabout. But Obama sort of he would tweet. He would just like every like so often he would tweet like to 150 days with no vote, 300 days with no vote, and it's like passive aggressively like those
Obama handled this like we handled YouTube canceling our channel.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. Yes, that's the Democrats. They just cross their arms. They'll cross their arms and they'll go, those Republicans sure are bullying me right now, but it's okay because this is a bad look for them, and there's going to be huge blowback for this. This is really going to cost them down ballot. And meanwhile, the Republicans are like, I don't care. This is the time for me to exercise power. There's no point holding power unless I exercise it. This is the time, even if it costs me my office. It's worth it. Like fuck everything.
Republicans are sounding kind of based right now. You make them sound kind of cool, Ben.
They have the will to power in a way that the Democrats simply lack. It's just a shame that they are monsters and do bad things with it, Lamau. But yeah, so my expectations are that this RBG situation will shake out probably in the worst way that it possibly could. It's probably a nightmare for civil rights. Dab.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I can't wait for what's his name, fucking Lindsey Graham or whatever, right? Wait, there's like a clip floating around on Twitter of him being like, "Use my own words against me if this ever happens the other way around."
Oh.
And now it is happening.
Sorry,
and it's pretty funny.
You say Lindsey Graham, and I think of Graham Linham. You know?
I don't even know who that. No, I don't know who that is.
That's the guy he was one of the writers. He was one of the co-founders or makers of the IT Crowd, and he was like the big Twitter transphobe. No,
I got nothing.
Big. He was a TV writer who got fired from all his TV jobs, and these days he's known as he was the biggest. He was the top dog of Twitter transphobes before J.K. Rowling dethroned him. Lamau.
Well, yeah. Guess that's not the circle I tend to associate.
What a time to be alive! What a sentence! Oh boy!
Oh man! Actually, speaking of J.K. Rowling, one of the big things they revealed no, this is funny. This is good.
Okay.
One of the big things they revealed at like the PlayStation Digital event a couple weeks back was the new Harry Potter game, like this like Hogwarts game, the big like RPG that like
Oh,
looks
I
pretty
think
good.
I know where you're going with this, but yeah,
And like
yeah.
they made sure to go out
Yeah.
and make very clear J.K. Rowling has nothing to do with this game.
Yeah.
And everyone got like their shits from that. That was pretty funny. And I just thought, wouldn't it be great if they just didn't have a gender option when you make your character in this Hogwarts game? I just think that would be the funniest fucking thing in the world, and they should totally do it.
Sure. I don't know anything about the game, but yeah, it'd be funny.
It's set in like the 1800s or something, so it's like way prequel to like Harry Potter, but it's just like
back
you're a dude at Hogwarts doing your thing, and like you fight monsters and stuff, and it's like an excuse to make an action RPG in a popular IP to make money. Like that's the whole point of it.
That's kind of funny. But I mean, the thing about that is that, you know, for marketing purpose, because there's all this blowback against JK now, they'll say that. But the reality is that she might not be involved in making it, but like she still owns the company and is profiting.
She's still getting paid massively.
So, you know, if you were going to boycott the game, you know, still do it. Definitely. I guess. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy a fucking Harry Potter video game. No matter what, mean, under any circumstances, even the best of circumstances.
The Harry Potter comparisons to RBG have been pretty cringy.
Wait, what?
Have you seen like the article from Vice saying that she was like the Dumbledore of real life?
What the fuck?
Yeah, like that's like their big like Vice's big article celebrating her legacy. It was saying that she was like our version of Dumbledore. I'm like, can we please stop being this pathetic?
That is like peak millennial horse shit.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It was really bad. And then like there was another tweet where someone
is it Ruth Conda?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
I saw one that's like some quote unquote journalist or whatever, some fucking blue check mark is like, I told my daughter about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and she cried, and then she did the Wakanda pose and said Ruth Conda forever.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Like, you're such a liar. No, yeah, she like, fucking didn't.
Right? It's so dumb. Like, who do you think you're fooling with these, like, blatantly transparent attention bait tweets?
I mean, on the one hand, it's a lie, which is bad. And on the other hand, like, why would you make a story like that? Why would you say that thinking that, like, if that happened, it would be cool? It's not. Yeah, it's not cool.
It's like a fail on multiple levels.
It's so bad. I don't understand. I don't understand these fucking Twitter check marks. What are they thinking?
There was someone else who was like RBG going to heaven and seeing Chadwick Boseman, and she was like,
Queen,
yeah,
King.
Queen, yeah. Just like, come on, man.
I did see that one.
What are you doing? It's just so, I don't know. It's just very strange how like there's like a whole group of people, like I almost like the bulk of like an entire generation, I guess you could argue, that like have just conflated fiction with reality to the point where like making statements like that or saying that like she's the Dumbledore of real life have some sort of like deep meaning when it just makes you seem like a child. Yeah. And like when a card carrying man child say you're acting like a child, you've really sunk fucking low.
I mean, I feel a little called out sometimes when like people say like, oh, fucking millennials, like saying some cringy shit about Harry Potter, because I mean, I grew up really liking Harry Potter. You know, I really liked the books. I didn't care for the movies that much, but I was really into the books. So like I kind of get it. But it's in situations like this when like something of like real like geopolitical importance is occurring, like something that's really going to like affect people is happening, and some fucking idiot whose Twitter bio says cat mom like makes some fucking comparison to like, oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was like I don't know, who's that Candace Owens is like the Dolores Umbridge of something, or it's like, fuck off, like shut the fuck up.
It just comes off of like your frame of reference in life is just so small and so limited that you have to retreat back to like your small pocket of pop culture references in order to make comparisons to reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to have reverence for a piece of fiction, because we all do. We all
Mm-hmm.
have pieces of fiction and entertainment that have really affected us. But like, the real world is the real world. It doesn't need to constantly be referenced back
It's like
to Harry fucking Potter.
I actually don't need to contextualize the, you know, I don't know, the war in Iraq or whatever in the like by like was McCain was like, he was like you know, a Snape basically. Like, you think he's a bad guy, but he was actually kind of good. And then you know, I don't know, fucking the other guy was some other shit. I can't even think of enough Harry Potter characters off the top of my head to complete this analogy.
It's just very
what's the
bad.
point? What's the point? It's just embarrassing.
It really is.
It's
it
embarrassing
really is.
for me as a I don't know if I'd go so far as to call myself a Potterhead. I'm certainly not an active Potterhead. I just liked the books as a kid.
You don't have your house in your Twitter bio? Like, what's wrong with you?
But Ravenclaw though. in case anyone's curious. just put that out there. Man,
Incredible.
oh fucking man.
Yeah.
Well, that's
what a week.
That's what a fucking week. Do you want to go to voicemails?
Let's go to voicemails. We got a bunch of them.
Okay, right. Our first voicemail of the day is from Probably Just Depression. Sounds accurate. 3, 2, 1, go.
Anybody else feel like this? I have no backbone to defend shit like a Scotch Pilgrim. I've always loved a Scotch Pilgrim since I was a teenager. But now if everyone comes to attack, I just, I guess it is a white boy power fantasy. I guess it is a bunch of fucking video game references and some outdated hipster shit, I guess. Yeah, I guess pretty gay. Yeah. I guess I will kill myself. Yeah.
Wait. What? What was that about?
I missed the beginning part.
Just, I'm gonna listen to the beginning again.
Anybody else feel like this? I have no backbone to defend shit like a Scotch Pilgrim. I've always loved a Scotch Pilgrim.
There's like a little audio clip that's
teenager.
Like cuts out the key word of that first sentence.
Honestly, yeah, I can't quite make out what he's saying there. But I guess he's talking about killing himself, and I don't know. Don't do it. Yeah, I guess.
He has no backbone to defend.
I guess I'm obligated to say don't do it.
The world sucks right now, but it sucks for everybody. It's not you, it's the world.
Yeah.
That's really the lesson to take away from 2020.
I think maybe there is some comfort to be gleaned in that, like, if you feel bad right now, this goes for, if you feel bad right now, like of course you do, right? Like, you can tell that, like, it's not your problem. Everybody feels like that. Clearly, at this point in history, we can all acknowledge that, like, the problems are external to ourselves, right? Unless you're not
to say you don't have personal problems, but like there's a baseline we're all fucking drowning in right now, and I don't know. You have that camaraderie with everybody around you, is that everyone's dealing with shit. And
yes.
I don't know, dude.
We can all feel bad. We can all feel bad together.
Yeah. Misery loves company, you know? We can all just read Harry Potter again, because that's all that really matters in the world.
You who sent this voicemail, you know, us on the podcast, all our shitty commenters, you know, all of us are united in how bad 2020 has been for us. So, you know, take heart. The next one is a YouTube link, but let's listen to the voicemail. Maybe it'll explain what this deal is. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey lads, I made a little funny video about a certain best guy. It's a little too long for a voicemail, so I'm leaving you a link. Enjoy.
Oh boy.
The video is called Mr. Best Guy, and
oh god, it's 5 minutes long.
It is a 5-minute long video, and all right, you know, it is 5 minutes long. I mean, I see some Nate criticism in here, you know, early on, and then there's more, and I don't get it. But I'm sure there's more to it. Link in the description, I guess. I don't know. I guess I'm obligated to put the link in the description. If you're interested,
well, we brought it up for this long.
Leave them there. Leave this man your opinions about that if you would like. Next one, Prole Jester in Love. Oh God, it's a minute 22. Oh, Jesus Christ. 3, 2, 1, go.
This is a hell of your own creation.
Violence from no beginning is tyranny,
Impress
I
me.
think. But with the backdrop of revenge, no one would even blink. Have you even considered the violence that we have suffered by so-called elites? Their vile shadow has covered all of their sins, shrouded in deceit. But the truth is clear. Their actions do reek. Many hadn't caught on. I was guilty. Yes, me. That they refer to this hidden violence as federal policy. Their crimes are masked under a flimsy guise. Rip it off from their faces. Come on now, you guys. Now, I have to give my thanks towards your expression of mirth and consideration to my message. Truly, I was humbled by your participation in my craft. Also, I was arrested for acts of violence, and I was wondering if you could pay my bail. My jester brethren have set up a GoFundMe at gofundme.com/BenSaint. I had to perform a mean fellatio to get this message out. So thank you truly for your time.
I hope GoFundMe.com/BenSaint forwards to Patreon.com/BenSaint. Abolish prisons. Abolish prisons. Get free this man. Thanks for the funny poem. No problem. Okay. Next one is called Bad Voicemail.
I appreciate the honesty.
I can't wait. 3, 2, 1, go.
So it's Thursday. Yeah, that's right. I haven't even seen the episode yet. It's not even out. And I have a few predictions to make about this week's episode.
I mean, last week's
Number
episode.
1, Nate will not be there. Number 2, Ben
one.
Saint will be there.
That's a
Number
freebie.
3,
freebie.
I have a vision. You've already talked about some degenerate leftist topic. Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Yes, you've done it. Oh, it's in my brain. And if you haven't
fuck
talked
this
about
guy.
it yet, just take this voicemail as a jumping off point to talk about some degeneracy.
Don't.
Well, he titled the voicemail accurately, so I'll give him that.
Is that your phone ringing in the background, or was that his
It is.
phone?
That was his phone.
Lol.
Yeah.
We talked about the most degenerate thing of all, the Supreme Court, and Harry Potter. Well, that was a little better than bad, I guess, just slightly.
I mean, it was very obvious. Like, if you're gonna make some predictions, that's like the most flaccid predictions of all time.
You got to be specific. You got to be like, you got to predict, which American city is going to have a mass shooting this week, and then be like, oh yeah, they're going to talk about that on the PCP. That would be impressive. Next one is
you would have been wrong because we didn't, but
right.
I mean,
Yeah. But what if he called the mass shooting, but was wrong that we didn't talk about it, and then we're just like, this guy idiot.
I would just assume he was the shooter.
On my last act, I predict that I'm gonna go out to fucking,
He just really wanted to be talked about on the PCP,
It's like, oh man, I bet the PCP guys will get a real kick out of this mass shooting. I'll go out and I'll yell, I'm the reason people are dying.
Oh no.
He's like, this will get me noticed by the PCP for sure. And you know what? I think I'm contractually obligated to say that if that happens, we will not discuss it on the show. Definitely not. It's not up for discussion.
We do not endorse violence in any way except against the state.
Except against property. Violence against property for sure. Private property, not personal property. The kind owned by capital. You understand. You know. You've all read the Bread Book. Okay, next one is called Registered Call number 0870443. 3, 2, 1, go.
This is a call from the State Voice Penitentiary. This call will be monitored. Please hold.
こんにちは、侍さん。In the voice jail, ヒポちゃん、
This guy...
ファコアポ、ラストウィーコ、vote for jail, not gurel, but samurai forgiveness. Still love Hippo Gibo-chan. Samurai clan, choose to blame Benno-san. Fuck you,
No,
Benno-san. Samurai in jail because... Oh, no. Voice cellmate from voice alien gang. He have recto penis. No.
Damn, that's what happens. That's what happens. You should have just let well enough alone. You should have left those sacred scrolls.
Yeah.
The samurai's been showing up like in streams and stuff. Samurai's been harassing me. He's been bullying me online.
We give the people in voice jail internet access.
He showed up
That
in
was
my
fucking
Discord.
Stupid.
He's he's everywhere. He's like he's got spies in the walls.
God damn.
Like I can't escape his various jutsus.
That sounds vaguely ninja-esque. This is a samurai.
I think ever since I left the clan, I conflate the two sometimes. It's so hard to remember which is which. But sucka. Next one is from an urgent bulletin from thenewsatthegovernment.com. So this will be important. So
not .gov. I think this might be fake.
3, 2, 1, go. Wow. If it's fake, how does it have a music stinger like that?
You're right.
Welcome to Samurai News Network. I am
subscribe to
host Hentai Hiroshi. Top story today. Kawasaki Samurai Clan leader in voice jail and possibly rape victim. Lead suspect Samurai traitor Benno Sento-san. We will stay with this story.
I was watching Guess Who's Coming to Dinner at the time. It couldn't have been me.
Need be. But until next time, sayonara.
I don't know.
The bit that just won't die.
I think it was fake news though. That was the definition of fake news.
Indeed.
Next, I have an alibi. Next one is from Xander. 3, 2, 1, go.
Howdy there, PC penis people. Ben, you might recognize me from Endless War because I designed those pins of you and Munchie. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about enjoying content mindlessly, or like just enjoying something because recently I watched Devilman Crybaby, and it was a pretty good show. I enjoyed it, but storytelling wise, kind of meh, kind of flat. I didn't care about any of the characters, and I watched it and I was like, okay, cool. But then after that, I just started liking just Devilman in general. Like I read the original manga, which I don't know if it's better than Crybaby. I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought about it. But like I've just sort of been enjoying Devilman, and like Devilman Crybaby, it's the same show. It didn't get better, but now I like it way more now for some reason. Is this what normal people do? They just enjoy things because it's good, and they don't have to analyze everything like story structure wise. Yeah. End of voicemail. Send.
I'm not. I mean, he started out saying enjoying mindlessly, but I feel like what he was describing was not mindless enjoyment.
Well, actually,
it was more
the
specific
first thing he said
that.
was enjoying Kant, which would have been a completely different voicemail than enjoying content mindlessly.
Yeah, that's the
took a hard left right there.
I don't know if I agree with the categorical imperative. Which shit is that Kant? I'm like 80% sure that's Kant. Okay, fuck, never mind.
Eleazar, cut that out.
Eleazar, if that's not Kant, cut that out. Insert whatever guy it was. It definitely wasn't Hegel. I don't think it was Hegel. He was the dialectics guy. But I mean, I enjoy mindless things all the time. Like I'll put on those fucking identifying luck in Mario Party videos and just let them autoplay for like 6 hours, and I have a great time. And that's nothing. That's just noise. It seems like he was saying like enjoying something just because you're familiar with it, right?
I guess so.
In which case,
I mean, that's the power of franchises. That's why like Hollywood and stuff abuse franchises so much.
That is the power of franchises, and it's a real thing. And like it's not. I totally understand why it happens, because like I mean I was just talking about Harry Potter before, and like well I don't know if that's a great, because like I don't watch any of the like extended Harry Potter shit. I didn't go out and see fucking Fantastic Beasts or whatever. So maybe that's not a great example, but like I get the appeal of a franchise and like, oh, this is a thing I'm familiar with. That's why. Well, that's why
it addends all of your previous experience with the entries in the franchise with whatever new thing they're trying to do, and that's why they work so much better.
That's why I avoid media in general, because I don't want to get to an extent I'm being a little facetious, but I'm being serious too. Like I kind of don't want to see anything new, because if a new franchise were to begin and I'd seen it, that would give it like fucking power over me. They would be able to entice me to go and like see their new movie or whatever. And I don't want them to have that. I don't want to be like, God, imagine if like I gave a shit about Star Wars, and like think of all the fucking movies I'd have had to go see. Like in the past couple years. Like Jesus Christ.
The new movies made everyone hate Star Wars. Nobody likes Star Wars anymore. Except for deranged mental people.
That's true. I mean, maybe. I mean, imagine like if I gave a shit about Marvel, I would have had to go and see, like over the last decade, I would have had to go and see like 30 fucking movies. And
I
like
did that. I had a good time.
No, you didn't. You're wrong. So I guess my point is that I like kind of go out of my way not to do that, not to enjoy things in that way or any other. Lol. I think I'm just embarrassing myself now.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's pretty base. You should try it sometime.
I just think like you have to keep a critical mind, right? It's so easy to like get pre-programmed and be like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this because it's like my thing, like PlayStation and Xbox fucking drones, just like, I'm gonna get the new PlayStation because the last one was good, and like fuck you for liking like fucking console war shit. So cringy.
$70. Well, gaming's an expensive hobby. What do you expect? I'll pay anything.
You gotta differentiate like all of your experiences and understand. Like another good thing is like studios. Like people are just like, oh, like BioWare. I love BioWare. It's like that's just a name. That's just a logo. The people involved in working at these studios are different than who they were 20 years ago. And like that logo is there to confuse you and to trick you into thinking the things that you liked back then still exist.
Yeah.
When you have to be able to examine each piece of content individually on its own merits and divorce your feelings of nostalgia for the brand in question and be like, what is this thing? And that's hard and difficult because like our brains are like pre-programmed to do as much intellectual shorthand as possible. And that's what capitalism preys on.
It's like Homestuck. Like the new like Homestuck 2, it's called Homestuck. And I guess Hussey is technically somewhat involved in it, but like it's not being made by the same guy. So I'm not gonna like or like any, I don't know, any fucking like company, right? Any fucking I like the point about like, the name of the brand is just like it's the people that made it that is the important thing. And like I guess if like they sell it under like a BioWare name, it's like the implication is like the same people made it, but it could have been like they could have just sold that name to some other people and like they released it.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, sure. And it's like, weird. That's weird.
I mean, they did that with Star Wars. Like, they sold Star Wars to Disney, and people just went because it had Star Wars on it, even though none of the original people involved with Star Wars, even George Lucas, was involved. It's just like, this is just part and parcel of like intellectual property in general.
Yeah.
You know? If you want to be fans of anybody, you should be fans of individual creators.
Yeah.
Because there's a very clear one-to-one through line between person and product.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
If Vapors 3 is garbage, you know it's Ben's fault because no one else is involved. Good luck, Ben.
Fuck yeah. Based. Okay. Yeah. Good. I don't have anything else to say about that.
Yeah.
Next one. I want to skip this next one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. No, okay, you talked me into it. It's called Based Tom.
Hell yeah.
Sounds pointless, but no, we'll give it.
Sounds like propaganda.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
You know, the dick sucker last week was saying that the commenters are too cowardly to call in and give their opinion. You know, I'll give my opinion. I really don't think it's you three that the people are frustrated with. You know, the podcast is fine. You know, it's good background noise. It is what it is. It's just we have this Nate cloud all over everything. And it's just, it's another Game Grumps thing. It's the John and Aaron all over again. People don't know what's going on. People have been, you know, part of this community. All of a sudden, a major member just disappears, and we have no reason or no explanation why. And I think that's actually what people are frustrated about. If you guys would just bring it out in the open, maybe this can begin to heal. Otherwise, it's just going to be the no Nate, no watchers crying, the Nate heads crying. It's just going to continue like this. So I think as soon as it's brought to light, all this, we can move on, you know?
This is exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of the episode. There's this sort of, I mean, I thought we did talk about it, but maybe we didn't talk about it enough. Maybe it's our fault for inviting this kind of speculation by not spelling it out. But yeah, this expectation that like there must be some sort of some kind of some sort of like reason, and like no, it just doesn't feel like it. That's the reason
no
everyone
official comment.
Yeah.
In very specific detail, people will fill in their own fan fiction as the internet works.
All right. Well,
I don't know what that had to do with me being based, but I appreciate.
Yeah, that wasn't even about Tom, but okay, that's fine. All right.
That's okay.
All right, fair enough. You know, hopefully we've dispelled this at this point. And the next one. I hope this guy bought the shirt. Oh, wait. I feel like maybe I don't know. I feel like maybe there's something to say about the shirts from last episode. I released the shirts before the episode came out.
You did.
And everyone thought they sucked. Because am I flattering us rather to say that like, oh, that's just because they hadn't heard the episode and they didn't know the context.
I feel like they probably still suck, but not as much if you have context.
Maybe. I mean, I thought they were like when we came up with them, when we were talking about it on the episode, I thought it was pretty funny. So I thought
it was funny in the moment for sure. And I felt some good feels in my heart when Crack was like, Bay State's a good pun. Even before the episode was out, and it's like, yes,
Crack got it. And then someone else said asked oh, is the COVID joke that like if you wear this you won't get COVID because no one will come near you? And I was like, yeah, more or less. So a couple of people were able to infer.
A few galaxy brains out there, thank God.
But okay, and so I'm looking at the analytics, and nobody bought either shirt. So you know, you could be
fair.
That just means that you could be the first. You listening at home right now, you could be the one and only owner of an I Have COVID shirt. You know, if you have the courage. But anyway, voicemail from I Have COVID. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the PCP lately has been a little sparse, for lack of a better word. And so I was thinking maybe you guys should get a guest or something. And there's this really cool YouTuber guy you should have on the podcast. His name is Cotherix the Dragon. He's really cool. And I think he would make a really good member of the podcast.
Sure. Do you know who that is, Tom?
I have no idea who that is.
He is a blue dragon. I guess I don't really know his deal. I guess he seems okay. There's like a he's got like a couple of videos that went pretty viral. There's one that's like, oh fuck, what is it? It's like, I think he might have like a, hold on. I want to remember what the big one is, like the one that I found him through. Kotharix, what's his biggest video? There was one that like went pretty viral, and I had to click it because like, what the fuck is this? I don't. Oh, it was why we should bring back child labor. I think that's not actually his biggest one, but he had this one about how like child labor was good, and he basically gives this shitty like ANCAP explanation of why the free market and whatever. But he goes pretty. By the end of it, it's clear that it's like a parody or whatever. He talks about like, kids could like lose their limbs in machinery, but like if we had like a better workforce, like we could invent like automail, like in Full Metal Alchemist, and then all these kids could have all these cool robot arms, and it would be sick.
I don't know. I'm picking up what he's putting down.
Yeah, so I think Kotharix seems fine. So yeah, what I'm saying is, yeah, he should probably be the next member of the PCP. I think.
Well. We were talking before the episode started about trying to get some guests going.
We were talking about trying to get some guests going. I'm not opposed to guests. We don't know anybody, or I don't know anybody. You know people, but that's.
I know some people.
I know.
Maybe instead of trying to get someone with 1 million subscribers onto their podcast, we just need to get Saber with 1 million subscribers onto this podcast.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
Then he can do an episode called "What Ruined the PCP" and finally answer the question for everybody. I got it. I figured it out. We're good. All right. I'm gonna start sending some DMs right now. We're gonna get this going. It's gonna be great.
That's pretty good. That's pretty okay. We could do that. I think. I don't. Yeah, I don't really like know any other like YouTube or internet people outside of the PCP. So do I? No, I only have like the most cursory of like business relationships with like, I've been on a podcast with like 1 or 2 people, and that's like it.
We isolated ourselves too early in our career, and now we're a pariah.
I mean, Tom, how do I become a well-connected internet the face of the internet like you?
You just have to get in on the ground floor of a fandom, and then everybody who's in that fandom goes on to become incredibly successful due to market trends that you yourself don't understand and can't capitalize on.
That sounds pretty gay, though.
My life is pretty gay, so you're on point. Be personable, I guess.
No, that's out of the question. Look at me. Well, look who you're talking to.
That's fair.
All right, no, I'll figure something out.
You just got to do the tried and true artist tactic, Ben. You got to find somebody who's relatively popular, make them lots of free fan art until they become your friend, because they feel indebted to you for you giving them all this free stuff.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
You're your own worst enemy then, Ben. I'm hearing a lot of I can'ts.
I can't do that. It's too degrading. It's too
demeaning. That's why I don't do it either. And that's why we're both on this podcast and have nothing else to our names.
I don't want to fucking curry favor with someone who's higher on the totem pole than me. I want to just fuck the totem pole. I want to knock it down. I don't grovel and be like, ooh.
Now you're talking about a totally different goal than what you just initially asked.
Someone with 6 digits, someone with 6 digits subscribers. Ooh, I made you the closest I ever came was I did like 1 piece of fan art for a couple of the artists on a strip search. I did 1 and then never again. And I never looked at their Twitter feeds or anything. I don't interact with them because some of them are like smaller than me, but like they even those ones won't acknowledge me because I'm just too much of an insignificant ant. For even other insignificant ants don't care about me. Cringe. So anyway, that's that problem solved. I don't know. Whatever. Next.
Imagine if we could have internet famous YouTuber 6-digit subscribers, Nate Bestman. If we could get him on the podcast, then we could start going places.
If only we could get Nay, formerly Digibro, on the podcast. That could be our big break. I even think, that's like a whole audience
that
that
really
we could
turn
be
the show
exposed
around.
to. Yeah,
very true.
It's impossible though. God damn it! No, I am important. I was on the Pizza Party podcast. I found the podcast and then I went on it.
When are we gonna have Pan Pizza on the show?
I don't think Pan Pizza is a human being. I
have a connection through Paleo Steno who knows Jim Gizrel, who's on the podcast with Pan.
Is he the tall
I have
guy?
it in. He's the big tall guy.
He was not on the episode that I was on, but okay.
Damn it!
Yeah,
Jim is unironically. Jim is base. Jim is cool. And
when I was on, it was
Jim.
just me, Cheesy, Pizza Man, Nolan, and Izzy. And yeah.
The only one I know from that show is Jim, and he's actually really cool.
I see. Lol. Paleo knows Jim. Okay, yeah. Get fucking. I mean, I probably talked about it that like pizza is like a weird automaton. Pizza was like I like said a bunch of like I made a bunch of like weird jokes and just said a bunch of weird shit, and like Cheesy just like talked shit to him like right to his face. and Pizza just had like no reaction whatsoever. It was just like, okay, anyway, let's talk about this cartoon news. Let's talk about this new pilot of whatever released on the Disney Channel or whatever the fuck. He's like completely undeterred from his goal.
He's perfect for the internet. Just like the criticism just bounces right off him. He just keeps attacking that target demo.
Yeah, completely. It's admirable in its way.
It really is.
But no, we really do need to cross pollinate the PPP with the PCP. I mean, I tried, but it didn't happen. So we're gonna have to have another go. Somebody else is gonna have to find the podcast.
I'll extend my social tendrils as best I can and see if I can trap anyone in my web and pull them back here.
Who is it? People were saying, since we're on the subject of guests, I kind of want to ask. This is someone who I didn't know, but I saw a bunch of people talking about him, because he mentioned my lectures in a recent video. His name, oh my god. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name because I fucking watched like all of his videos this past week. It was Cybershell. This guy, do you know Cybershell?
Yes.
I had never heard
of them.
But I watched
I haven't watched any of their stuff. But we were talking about this before the show started.
Oh god, that's right. I can't even fucking remember what I
And you were like, "Hey dude, we should have Cybershell in here." I'm like, "That's cool." And then you were like, "Do you know anything about Sonic?" I'm like, "I'm a pretty hardcore fan of Sonic Adventure and could geek out about it." And you're like, dope, or something like that.
Right. Cybershell talks about Sonic, and I personally don't know anything about Sonic, but Cyber has seen my Sonichu lecture and my Tails Gets Trolled lecture, and mentioned them in a recent video about Tails Gets Trolled, which was pretty cool of him.
I would love to have Cybershell on. We could open our hearts together about Sonic, and maybe we could live and learn a bit from each other.
Cybershell. I watched through his catalog, and his best video to me, he has like an hour-long video explaining like what's the deal with Chow, like how do they work, and that's
some deep lore.
That's some deep shit. Like yes, please give me an
hour-long
like video.
A press level.
Yes, please give me an hour-long video of some guy just explaining some like weird shit in an old video game for a while. Like, yep, that's what I want. So that was pretty based. Okay. That's not enough about that. We've got another voicemail from I'm Just Being Cool. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the other day I was at Walgreens getting some extra large condoms, and the employee came up to me and was like, "Hey man, you gotta wear a mask in here." And I was like, "Hey man, I'm just being cool." And he was like dumbstruck by this statement. I turned 360 degrees and walked out without paying.
That's what it does.
It was pretty good.
Fuck yeah. I'm glad we have our first testimonial that this is an effective strategy to getting through life.
And if that hadn't worked and they'd like called the cops on you for shoplifting, you could have just told the police, "Hey, I'm just being cool."
And they would have instantly left.
Why don't I really think we could help like people of color avoid like a quote unquote police involved shootings. I think they just need to tell the police that they're just being cool, And that I kind of think it's their own fault, really, that all this police violence happens to them because they don't just tell them they're being cool. Like, that's what they should have done, and like it's their own fault if they don't. Frankly, at this point when everyone should know better. Okay.
Well, Ben,
unpopular opinion,
that sounds like a fact to me. And as they say, facts don't care about your feelings.
No.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Our next voicemail from Facts Don't Care About Your Feelings.
Here it is. 3, 2, 1, go.
Look, I'm not sexist or anything, but the weakest
Just the voice makes me laugh.
Destroy the strongest killer in a fight in real life.
Wait.
It's just biology. They're just stronger. Ben, please defend yourself.
Did he say that a rowdy would kill the strongest killer? Who did he say?
Yeah. He said that rowdies were physically, biologically stronger than killers, and that's just a biological fact.
I mean, this is just it's simply the Batman versus Superman debate. Like, yeah, like Superman is stronger, but like with prep time, Batman wins because he can, like, he knows the weakness that he can attain. The killers work out at the library. Killers will use their superior tactics. Killers would, they would create like a some kind of anime scheme wherein they would mine up a bunch of like red Chatoyanite or something and like play, from the dimensional rift to Tristle-Mystan or something, and they would like place that all around the battlefield and detonate it before the fight even began. Killers. The thing about fighting a killer is that a killer doesn't even enter the battlefield unless the stage has been set for a completely unfair fight that they cannot help but win. So it's factually, it's like it's unthinkable. It's unthinkable, frankly. A fight that a killer would lose simply wouldn't occur. They wouldn't allow it. So that's my answer to that. It's simple logic. Next one. I don't like the name of it. But I guess I'll play it. It's called Troons. So that's bad. 3, 2, 1, go.
You guys ever notice that like half like the trannies you see online are like not even real trannies? They're just like fetishists. I think it's really gross. What do you guys think?
I don't know if we should. I don't want to paint in such broad strokes. I don't know if we want to be generalizing.
I'm not informed enough to answer that question one way or the other, so I'm just gonna let it be.
I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, next one. It's called Not Racist, Just Don't Like Them. These are. God. I don't. Eleazar.
Ben.
Yeah. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Like, yeah, I'm an anti-Semite. No, I don't support a group of people who ritualistically mutilate their children. You got a problem with that, buddy?
Something adrenochrome blood libel. Next one is called Yup. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so that last voicemail was pretty good, huh? Can I get a voice grail? Yeah, I'm getting a voice grail for sure. Haha, based.
Maybe if you dabbed, but he didn't do it. He didn't pull the trigger.
Well,
all right.
So close.
You know what? I gotta say, I don't agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And the more I think about it, the more I think that maybe you've made some good points here today. Maybe I should go look up a YouTube video touching on some of these topics you've raised, and just kind of let the algorithm autoplay me some more about them afterwards, and just kind of see where that takes me. Sounds like an adventure. Don't try this at home, kids. Next one is 29. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, I called in last week, and Ben Saint said, and I quote, "Oh God, this guy must be so powerful." And I am here to say, no, my friend, you are powerful. Also, sorry for possibly contributing to the samurai's loss of voice grail. Until next time, sayonara.
Okay, can you summarize that for me? Because, and I don't know, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but my uTorrent software started playing an ad for Wendy's while that was playing, and I don't know how to stop it. So instead of that, I just heard an ad for Wendy's.
He just said that you called him that he was too powerful last week about something, and he's like, he's not too powerful, and he's sorry that he might have fucked up the samurai getting voice grail.
Why would you be sorry for fucking up the samurai? That guy's a fucking asshole.
I have no idea. Also, Ben, uninstall uTorrent immediately. Get QBitTorrent. It's ad free. You fool. You absolute rube.
uTorrent fucking sucks. It used to be good.
Yeah.
But now
QBitTorrent. Get it. Open source, free, no ads.
How do you spell that?
Just QBitTorrent.
QBitTorrent. I will look into that. Yeah, uTorrent used to be good. Now, every now and then it plays an ad, and it makes all these like clicking noises. Like sometimes it just makes noises like a mouse is clicking in the background of my computer, and it's like very weird and gross. Yeah, I hate it.
No. QBitTorrent is silent and doesn't do any of that shit. It's just good. It's just good.
I thank you for the tip. Much better. Speak by. Right. Next one is from Encouraging Words. 3, 2, 1, go.
No, Nate. Yes, watch. See you next week.
You left that comment in the comments, and you were
I'm glad to hear the audio version.
And you're so proud of it that he had to put it in a voicemail.
Well, it's an obvious pun. It could have been somebody else. Who knows?
No, it was the same. I know who left this, and I know his commenter name. This is that guy. This is voicemail god.
I've revealed that I do not know the community as well as I should. Shame.
Are you aware that really racist guy, that transphobe guy before was he was the same as Keto Kitchen or whatever? Take a bite, change your life.
Now that you mention it, they are like the same voice. So
what was the name of that? Was it Keto Kitchen? Keto Cooking? Was there more to it? Fuck. Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact phrasing.
I just remember take a bite, change your life.
I do remember that as well.
Okay.
There's just so many bits. It's hard to keep track of all these bits.
There's been a lot of bits. I guess we've been doing voicemails still feel like a new thing, but I guess we've actually been doing them for a pretty long time now, haven't we?
See, that's what we're going to have to do is like when we inevitably completely run out of gas, we're just going to have to do the recap episode of PCP. We'll just have all the best voicemails. Yeah.
We just send in audio clips of our own show to ourselves to listen to and then like comment on. We should do
exactly.
Okay, what do you think
that's a good bonus episode.
Okay. What if we did for a bonus episode? What if we did like a commentary track like 4 old PCP episodes?
Ooh, I like this idea.
I said that like a joke, but as I was saying it, I was like, I kind of think it's a good idea.
Like go back to like episode 2 and just
Yeah.
I think that would be funny.
Okay. All right, we'll put that on the burner, and put that on the maybe pile. Yeah, we should do that at some point. Anyway, thanks for watching. Nate or no Nate? Rain, wind, or shine? Next one, just your friendly neighborhood snowman. 3, 2, 1, go.
So as a northern Norwegian that uses words like she for clocks and he for cars all the time, I am perplexed by you saying that English has gender imbued in its language. But then I realized, right at my doorstep, there is this little language called Finnish, which doesn't even have gendered pronouns to refer to people. So you just say it to girls and it to boys. Which is, that's something to add to your ideas about gender and language, I think. And look into like how
cool.
their gendered system worked in society before they got too influenced by the Swedes and the Russians. So get on that, people. I'm not really into that, but hey.
Unironically, I think that's like a huge barrier to like the gender kind of conversation in general. Is that they're creating more complexity instead of simplifying, and I think people just have a general aversion to more complexity. Instead of creating like dozens and dozens of pronouns that you have to ask for, make one, just like get rid of gendered pronouns altogether and just have a singular pronoun that refers to everybody, covers all the bases, and that would have made it so much easier and caused so many jokes to no longer be effective.
I mean, we literally we have that. We just have they. We have singular they.
Right.
Yeah, like I don't know. People that are like all these neo pronouns, like
like if we had just gone in that direction for the beginning, there'd be no attack helicopter meme. None of that would work, because it's just like, oh, it's a real word that already exists and we're simplifying language instead of making it more complex.
Gender critical people or whatever, they say that like, oh, I don't know. I think they see it as like, oh, all this trans shit, all this gender shit. Like, why is it so complicated? Like, gender is like these people's whole identity or whatever. But yeah, like, no, I think it makes more sense to think of it as a reaction to, an overly complicated like social system we have. Why do we need to have? Why must our language be constructed in a way that one must specify gender when referring to someone by a pronoun? There's no need for it. It didn't have to be that way. Yeah, pretty good. So
Finnish know what's up.
It's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I wonder if there's probably there must be other languages that do it. There can't just be one.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, next one. Elmo's got a gun. Oh dear. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish.
Too bad the technological singularity is coming when we're going to defeat death.
Yeah, I hate that. Definitely not looking forward to that. What did that have to do with Elmo?
I don't know.
Was that a quote from someone? I feel like
what's that movie? Fucking, oh my god, it's from a movie. I'm trying to remember which one it is.
Give me a hint.
I'm blanking on everything. I can see the clip of it in my brain. Where
War of the Worlds?
No.
Citizen Kane?
No. Yes. No, not Citizen Kane. I don't remember.
Is it Charlie Chaplin's The Dictator?
It might be. I think that is what it's from.
Huh.
I think so.
Look,
that is a movie I was thinking of, but I could be wrong about my reference.
I said that as a joke because the speech in that movie is. Wait, I haven't actually ever seen it. I feel like the speech is from Charlie Chaplin, like in character as Hitler or as like a Hitler analog, and I don't feel like that's something that you would say if you were trying to be Hitler.
I havenne seen the movie, but
maybe in context,
my understanding,
it's different.
My understanding is that isn't at the end of the movie there's like a speech where it like breaks character and like it's like a kind of more an uplifting thing. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
That might be right. I don't know. I haven't seen
it. Give it a week. We'll find out in the comments if we're completely botching this.
I hope so. I'd appreciate knowing. Let us know in the comments.
Not in a respectful, corrective way, but in a you fucking idiots kind of way.
I mean, honestly, just like insulting us with that, like that would be.
It's fair.
It would be fair. It would be refreshing to be insulted for something that like we genuinely fucked up.
You know.
You're
right. I'll take that. Yeah. That's an improvement, as uncomfortable as it would be.
Okay, next one is we no longer hear technology. 3, 2, 1, go.
Booms and busts are built into the pillars of capitalism. There will always be people who starve, and there will always be people who kill themselves because of economic depressions. Money is debt. The internet shows us how hopeless human beings can be when they are unlucky and find themselves with beliefs like the hyperobject called the economy is worth more than human lives. They weren't so stupid. We could instead build an economy at its core that cared about human lives. But that's capitalist realism. And now Mark Fisher and David Graeber are dead. I'm gonna go back to playing hentai platformers, hugging my pillow and listening to Jungle now.
Some real shit.
That was some real shit.
Resource-based economy now.
I didn't know Mark Fisher.
Jock Fresco was based. Rest in power, my dude.
Mark Fisher must be the guy who wrote Capitalist Realism. I didn't know he was dead. David Graeber, dead the first 5,000 years, and many other good books also dead recently. Nobody knows of what, actually. Nobody knows. They haven't released what was his cause of death. It said it was like lung related, so I thought it might have been COVID, but I think they're saying that it's not. That it's just like, well, they say they say David Graeber died of natural causes. They say like, don't worry, it was natural, but like, I don't know what that means.
That
exactly.
Sounds like someone who killed them not naturally would say.
Oh, geez. I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds a little sinister.
Oh God, are you saying that by not releasing the official story of what happened, we're gonna start creating fucking fanfics?
I mean, I just
we've been played by the world.
Someone who opposed I don't see how someone who spent his life opposing the interests of capital would have had any enemies that would have wanted him dead. So that just seems like a ridiculous thing to say, and you should apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm definitely speaking irresponsibly.
Thank you. That's big of you.
I'm gonna go check on my stocks right now.
Next up, Cross. Arlo was right. 3, 2, 1, go.
I just got Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and as a Zoomer, that means I was playing Super Mario 64 for the first time ever, and Jesus Christ, Arlo was right. The sideways somersault jump is amazing. I come every time I use it. What do you guys think of Super Mario 3D All-Stars if you have it? And also, fuck the commenters, no Nate, yes watch.
Fuck yeah.
No Nate, yes watch. No Nate, yes watch. No Nate, yes watch. Let's get a chant going. Let's get a chant going in the comments. No Nate, yes watch. That's our new mantra. Should I make a fucking t-shirt of it? Maybe I just fucking will. I don't know. I'm feeling a little mischievous. Feeling a little mischievous today.
Can't wait to sell 0 copies of that shirt too.
Yeah, but you know what? It'll make our catalog look nice.
That's true.
Super Mario 3D All Stars, was that the one?
Yeah, they released it for Switch last week. It's Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine, and Mario 64 all ported for the Switch.
Oh, sure.
I have a bone to pick with Mario 64 on that. They took out So Long Gay Bowser.
Oh, I saw that.
Unacceptable.
Why does he say "so long, gay Bowser"? What is
it's supposed to be "so long, King Bowser" is what it's actually saying. The voice actor,
King Bowser.
Yeah,
Charles Martinet.
Yeah, he confirmed it in a response to Twitter a couple years back.
Gay Bowser.
But I guess it just the heat was too much for Nintendo to take, and they Switch just says bye-bye now or some gay shit like that.
You know, I was never super great at Mario 64. I did not master like things like the sideways long jump or whatever. I'm pretty basic at it. I think I got 100. I got 120 stars on the DS port or remake or whatever.
I did too.
Yeah. But I wouldn't never. I don't think I ever really mastered Mario. He's got these weird, all these crazy fucking jumps he can do in that game. His moveset is so fucking robust in 64.
It's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive.
Considering it's like the first proper 3D game.
Yeah, they were just like, it's almost, they just had like an endless war mentality. Like, just to add more features, like more fucking features. Like, if there's any like combination of things that we can fit a new like jump into, like let's just give him more jumps.
Just put parallel universes in there. It's fine. Just do it.
Yeah. So that's what I think about it. No, I haven't played the remake because like I don't know.
I have bought it, but I don't plan on playing it because for some reason Nintendo's only selling it for 7 months and then they're stopping printing. So I'm just gonna hold on to that for a couple years because a Nintendo game never is worth less than like retail price. So I have nothing to lose and everything to potentially gain.
Oh, you bought a physical copy?
Yeah, I bought a physical copy and I'm just gonna hold on to it for a while, see if it accumulates any value.
Really? You saw it as like an investment opportunity?
Yeah, why not?
Interesting.
I mean, I already own all the games on their original platform, so it's not like I'm missing out on anything. And it sounds like the ports aren't even that great because like the for Sunshine like the whole like flood mechanic works with the pressure sensitive triggers, which the Switch doesn't have, so you lose some control there. And then Galaxy was all about pointing with the Wiimote, and there's no Wiimote on the Switch, so both those sound like nightmares to play. And then 64 plays fine on everything, so like why the fuck even buy it?
Did you ever,
unless you're a zoomer.
Did you ever play the one on DS?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, they added all these characters. That was pretty neat. That was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. You started as Yoshi. It was cool. It was a cool little subversion.
Mm-hmm. But you
when
started
subversions
as Yoshi?
were... Yeah, you started as Yoshi in the beginning of that game.
I don't even remember
You have to find Mario. Yeah, dude.
I remember finding like Luigi and Mario, and Wario, and I guess Yoshi's the fourth one. I remember there were 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the little mini games that like were gimmicks with the touchscreen. Like you could play like blackjack with Luigi and shit. It was weird.
Lol.
It's a weird fucking game.
Yeah. Next one is from Antonio P. 3, 2, 1, a go.
Hello. My question is the universe real?
Yeah. Okay, next up we got Oblivion Fool. The universe has to be real. What would it even mean? What would it even mean for the universe not to be real?
Well, I mean, isn't the kind of idea that once a species advances enough, they'll create a digital reality, and since that can happen multiple times, the odds are that you exist in a fake reality as opposed to a real one, because there's only one real reality.
Oh yeah. I guess we could be living in in a simulated reality inside of. But then,
that's an Elon Musk talking point, though, so I don't know how much you want to get into that.
Then, the simulated reality is still real, right? It's not like.
I mean, you can. It depends on, I guess, semantically how you want to get into it, because even if we exist in a simulated reality, that simulated reality exists in reality somewhere.
I mean, a video game. It really exists,
right?
Even if it's just code or whatever. Like,
dude, did you know lights in video games use real electricity, bro?
It's true. It's true. Can you imagine? If you're asking, is the universe a simulation?
Questions like that.
I hope so. I hope so. Please.
Questions like that, I don't even put too much stock into. Not because I don't think they're interesting thought experiments, but because it doesn't affect your life in any real way. You know, it's the same way as arguing a deterministic universe. It's even if it is a deterministic universe, we all operate as if we have free will, so we still have to operate under that assumption. Because even if there is a deterministic universe, it's beyond our capacity as human beings to interact with or even understand. So, it's cool to think about, but it doesn't affect our lives in any way, shape, or form.
It doesn't affect our lives, but counterpoint, our lives are meaningless. So why care whether or not something affects them or not? Why isn't any less valuable just because it doesn't affect our lives?
Well, it's I guess my point there is not that there are people who I feel care too much about trying to figure out if there's a deterministic universe or not, and I just think it's cool to kind of talk about when you're half drunk with somebody, but at the end of the day, it's not going to affect anything. There are more important tangible things you can focus your time and energy on.
But what I'm saying is what if the tangible things actually don't matter at all, which they don't. Nothing matters.
No,
our lives don't matter.
So, I mean, if you're super fucking invested in I need to figure this out, it's no more or less relevant than anything else. But I just think there are more closer to the ground concepts that can better your own life than chasing the existential question
what
like
I'm
that.
What I'm saying is your life, better, worse, it's all an illusion. Your life is nothing. You're just dust in the wind anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like,
but you still exist as a human being, like with your own likes and dislikes and things you want to do. And so like, just from that very selfish perspective, you know, pursue things that affect you on that level, I suppose, and like the community around you.
Sure. I mean, of course, but I don't know. I really want this universe to be a simulation. But so I don't know. That's it. I guess that's it. I just really want to, and when I think about it, I think, boy, I sure hope the answer is yes. What a damn fucking shame that I will never know for if it is or not.
I think that's like the brainworm part of it, right? Because it's just like, but I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, more so than knowing, I want it to be true, even if I don't know. That's where I'm at with it.
There'd be a little bit of relief, wouldn't it? It's like, this wasn't even real anyway.
Oh, sure. It would be a relief. It would be a relief if it were true and I were to find out. I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah. But like, I don't know. Still, it's comforting to think that it could be true, and if it were true, it would be a comfort. And so I guess even just to imagine that it is true is like sort of a relief, I guess.
I guess that's how people view religion.
But that's just but then that kind of stresses me out because then I'm aware, like, well, I mean, I don't actually know. And like, when I think about it, it's like, well, okay, imagining it being true actually just raises the very real possibility that it isn't true. This is the real world and all that exists. And it is just, you know, a big fucking problem. And I'm terrified now to have contemplated that quite possibly true fact. Oh dear. So I guess in that way, I would say, yeah, probably best not to think about it. Not because it's not a useful thing to think about, because nothing is useful, but because it upsets me.
It's fair.
Okay. Enough. Next one is from Oblivion Fool. Haha. 3, 2, 1, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like the number 9. Hello, guys. It's me, Oblivion Fall. I've been counting the numbers on SpeakPipe because I'm losing my fucking mind. The last week has been an absolute fucking clusterfuck of bullshit. Mostly good, some a little bit bad. The good stuff is 1 million views on the new Come Zone. Sick. 20,000 new subscribers in a single week. What the fuck? That's cool. A little bit daunting is the fact that I'm working on merch for Welcome to the Come Zone, only to discover that another YouTuber, Dakooters, who has way more subscribers than me, is already selling Welcome to the Come Zone merch. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm the one who's supposed to do that, but I guess I'll just compete. I don't know. I'm going to make shirts. Should I bother with mugs? I feel like the mugs are a fucking waste of time, but I don't know. You have experience with it. Maybe you know. On a side note,
sold 0 shirts.
A few fans of the PCP and PCP adjacent discords have let me know that they don't appreciate the big titty mommy milker semen demon that I put in my Come Zone video. They say, the boobie too big. If only the boobies were smaller. And it's like, fuck off, dude. You're an absolute fucking coward. What are you afraid of? Big boobie can't hurt you. Why are you siding with the police? Fuck the police. Fuck the big titty police especially. And fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Well, now I'm curious to see the big boobie. Okay. So, all right. Hey, I feel like I'm missing some context here. Are you familiar with Welcome to the Come Zone?
It's that song, right?
What song?
Oh god, now I gotta find it. It was just that like weird like visualizer thing with PCP guy in the center with like that digitized voice just talks about like cum and shit.
I mean, I've never seen this before.
We definitely all listen to it.
I've never seen this before.
It's like the first result right here on.
Yeah,
on
you know, I see it now. I see it now.
You've never seen this?
No, what is this?
This is like years ago. It's like from 2 years ago, and I'm pretty sure we listened to it in a voicemail or something
it's
like
just
that.
long enough. Okay. Well, so
I'm like legitimately surprised this has almost 6 million views. I had no idea. That's incredible.
How does this have 6 million views?
I think it's like, isn't it like a mix of like actual like real songs that just happens to use visualization tangentially related to our show? Because there's links to like infected mushroom songs and stuff.
This is what is the world coming to? That like, yeah, there's a link in the description to subscribe to the Procrastinators on this video. Yeah. 6 million people watched this video and didn't read the description and subscribe to the Procrastinators. They didn't do it.
Oblivion Fall's got 61K subs, dude.
That's Oblivion Fall After Dark. I don't know how much on his other channel. Okay, whatever. You know, this is great and all, but like, what was that about the big booby? I don't see any big booby in this video.
I'm not sure actually. I was too distracted by thinking about big boobies, and I wasn't listening to anything else.
Oh wait, okay. Well, there's another video on his channel. It's called "Your Cum Won't Last," which sounds like a similar song, and it's kind of got a similar visualizer.
I mean, there's like some Ahegao faces in the video, but like, no, I don't see any titties.
No. Are you watching Your Cum Won't Last?
No. I'm talking about the
okay, I think he must be talking about, because on Your Cum Won't Last, there's a lady with the big booby mommy milkers. So
it's the good shit.
That's not. I mean, no, those are definitely not too big. Those are definitely not too big. Not even close. They are. I would actually say those are perfect. Those are my ideal right there, just like that. Too big for me is like like comical, like parody level, and these are not quite there. So, perfecto. That's what I think on that question. Okay.
I just want to give props to Oblivion Fall. Your Cum Won't Last, released September 11th, 2020. Based.
Very based. Okay. Good to hear from Oblivion Fall.
Make merch, slay all your enemies. Don't ask us for advice. We're scrubs.
We don't know what zero shirts sold.
Yeah.
Next up, Ben, you are cool. I have disagreement. Smiley face. Glitchy send at start. Frowny face. Okay.
Maybe it's supposed to be sound.
Oh yeah, probably. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
So I was catching up on the past 2 episodes of the podcast today, and there were a few situations where I feel like Ben in particular was looking at moral questions in too much of a vacuum. The first one being he went on like this fervent outburst on his Discord about some woman that people on Twitter were calling sexy was actually very unattractive in his opinion. Obviously, if that woman does not see you saying these things in the Discord, then she won't be hurt by it. But you have to look at it in the context of you posting it in a Discord server where people are going to say, wow, Ben really just made a very hostile atmosphere about someone not appealing to his like subjective preferences. Obviously, that's going to make people feel like threatened and uncomfortable. And you don't want to do that. You are the asshole for that reason.
Okay.
So the other thing
you're right.
is the pornography of real people. You're saying you can't think of a reason why it would be bad if like the person does not see it. Obviously, it's the same type of thing where if they don't see it, then yeah, it wouldn't be a problem for them. But if someone makes pornography of a real person disregarding like whether they would want that or not, then what that communicates is, hey, I'm willing to go behind people's backs and break like personal boundaries for the sake of commodifying them for my own personal gain. Obviously, that is just going to, again, make people feel uncomfortable and like threatened by doing that. So you should not do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I tuned out of that whole thing.
Okay. All right. All right, I have some. All right, about the Discord thing. I understand why it was maybe a little too hostile, and why people wouldn't like it. And I'm not even gonna say like, these people are just being too sensitive. I don't. It's fine. However, I just you know what? No, actually, no. I don't have anything else to say about that. That fine. I'll leave it at that. But on the about the these are like about the porn thing. Like, I don't know. Are you assuming that they're making the porn to sell it? Like, is that the assumption here? Because you said they're commodifying it. I mean, I think that probably it is illegal to make to sell. So, like, so a person owns their own likeness, right? You can't sell a person's likeness unless it's like for the purpose of like criticism or critique or parody, right? So like if you were gonna make, it would be wrong to like make and sell porn of someone to commodify them that way, unless it were some kind of like statement about a public figure for the purpose of commentary. But if you're just talking about like just the simple act of like drawing someone naked, like, I don't know, because you want to see it, or even just because other people want to see it, like, I don't know. I don't. I can't think of a. I mean, are you saying? Is this an argument that like one mustn't do it, or is it an argument that like it's like wrong, or like it's mean, or like it's bad, or it's rude? Because like I would agree that it's maybe rude or unkind even, but like I'm drawing the line at saying like, oh, but you shouldn't do it, because I don't know. I just because I think something is like wrong or unkind, I am not willing to make the leap to, therefore it is something that no one should do ever. Like, yeah.
Ben confirmed okay with racism.
That's right. Yes, true.
Got him. Clip that.
But like, I just kind of think people. I don't like cops. I don't like cops. And people are like, people shouldn't do that thing. Oh, well, you did that thing, and that thing was wrong because of this, that, and that reasons, and it was uncomfortable for these people, and they no, there should be a law. Like, no, that's cop behavior. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Fair enough. Fair criticism. All right. Thanks for speaking your piece, idiot. Next one. Utilitarianism and holy shit, bro. Titties and boobies. 3, 2, 1, go.
Like, okay, morality? Like, why not just say, like, if something increases overall well-being in the system, then it is good. And if it decreases overall well-being, then it is bad. Like, okay, dude, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, holy shit, bro. Fucking titties. Fucking boobies.
Okay, well, the really obvious rebuttal is to then you have to quantify well-being, and how do you do that? That's the answer. So when you've worked that out, make another voicemail and lay out your.
Not to mention, well-being for some people can be bad for other people, and so then the moral question becomes: okay, is it okay to fuck up some people's lives for the benefit of others? Which is the whole critique of utilitarianism in the first place.
Yeah, true. Is it okay to like go and deliberately reduce one person's well-being because it will raise like more people? I guess that's kind of
like,
a trolley,
if we went
trolley problem question, right?
Yeah,
it's like, is it okay to deliberately kill this person because it will save these other people?
Yeah,
and like, yes, in the trolley problem, yes. Of course, you pull the fucking lever.
Well, I think utilitarianism works in like a binary situation like that, but the real world is often more complicated, and utilitarianism breaks down with multiple variables.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're just. I do think that probably at the end of the day, if you could like prove mathematically that like, yes, a thing increases like overall well-being, in the world, then maybe you could have an argument for, yeah, so it's okay to like fuck someone over because it
It's just tyranny of the majority at that point.
Yeah, but you can't prove it. You can't, like, there's no formula that you can, but here, mathematically we can see that, like, yes, murdering this person will, you know, create enough happiness to compensate in like the people at large or whatever, right? You just you there's just no foundation for it. That's the trouble. It's hard to define. Next up, phallic person, gear third. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, I heard you had a big cock.
Nice. Please stop.
I've heard this track before, actually.
Nice.
Okay, well, thanks.
Amazing.
It never gets old. No, never gets old. And I hope that next time it's just every voicemail is just nice cock, bro. Nice cock, bro. Nice cock. Bro.
Yeah.
It's all I want to hear. Next up, Zinthus Schmintus Shumila Shimia. Cool. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey there, PCP. So basically, I've been trying to change my name for the past decade. On the internet, I mean. I'm trying to have, like, a cool name that's not shit.
Right.
Because of the age of internet, I had to, like...
This guy's such a fucking cruncher.
Yeah.
Stop
basically decide my
crunching.
name at 12 years old.
What?
And,
Oh, right. fuck
I ended
you,
up with
I hate
Shimia,
you.
which has always been mispronounced. Either by Shimuya, Shimila, shit like that.
I said it right. I said Shimia. I guess I
I've
put
been
the emphasis
trying,
wrong.
like, Synthos with the cool Y and THs and Xs and shit.
Yeah, Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos. That's right. That's good. Go for it. Just do that. Problem solved. Do
But,
that.
yeah, it's a nightmare. How the fuck do you come up with an internet name? And how do you change it after 10 years of use, where all your emails are named after it?
You just do it. You
don't
just...
need your emails to fucking match your internet handles because that's just for that's not public. Nobody sees that.
My email is IASU
You can change your
comic.
You can change your Twitter handle at any time. You don't have to make a new account. You can just go into settings and change your Twitter handle.
If you want to change your Twitter handle, like, just fucking do it. Like
also, here's a hot tip for
including
you.
your ad.
If you want to change your Twitter handle, your at handle, and it's already taken, just put an underscore after it, because when people search for you, they'll just start typing and they'll never get to the underscore because they'll find your profile before it finishes.
Yeah, but you know, it's ugly. It's ugly having that underscore in there.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter.
You just have the actual word in your name, and nobody will notice because they'll type for it, and they'll never get to have to type the underscore. It'll pop up in the recommended before then, and you're fine. You're golden.
I mean, unless the person who's got the name has more followers than you, in which case they'll never find you. They'll find that guy instead. So
I don't think so.
Take care. It's like it's like a fish game, like an eater game, right? It's like get more followers than a person, change your @handle handle to their name so that you come in on searches above them, so people looking for them find you, and then you gain their followers. And then you pick, once you grow, you pick someone else who you've now become bigger than, and you just repeat. Oh my god. Right. That's it. That's how you do it. That's how you beat Twitter. It's how you become the top dog.
Well, try it out and let me know how it works.
It's I think it's foolproof.
All right.
So anyway, Zinthus, that's how you fucking do it.
Yeah, you just stop being afraid of it and just do it.
Easy.
Don't worry about the emails. I have like so many email accounts and they're all a clusterfuck. But it's just the nature of the beast.
It's really funny because my the Alibaba account that I'm using is tied to the Rowdy Frickers Cop Killers email. My name in there is like, it's but the name listed on the site is Rowdy Fucker, And like the lady that I'm talking to about like making pins and stuff calls me Rowdy because I mean, I'm sure she knows that that's not my real name, but like that's my listed name, so that's what she calls me.
God.
Yeah.
The killer himself being called a rowdy, and he can't even correct it.
I'm undercover.
What a disgrace.
I'm undercover. You know, I'll place the blame on them if things go south. Next up, funny jokes. Let's hope so. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wanna hear a funny joke?
Mm-hmm.
A man walks into a bar. Ouch. What did one Frenchman say to the other? I have no idea. I don't speak French. Two muffins are sitting in the oven. One says, wow, it's hot in here. The other one says, sure is, probably about 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Why
knock,
would you use
knock.
Fahrenheit?
Who's there? Two. To who? No. To whom? A horse walks into a bar. Several of the patrons quickly get up and leave, realizing the potential danger of the situation. Love animals? You won't stop laughing at these animal memes. Click here to view them. Don't worry.
I will eat
my own
ass.
Do you have an explanation for this, Tom?
No, I do not.
Well, I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry. We put you through that. We all suffer together. I mean, I know 2020 has been pretty bad, but you know, like this too, we can all suffer through together and bond over our mutual distress. We hear you. We see you. Last voicemail. Tom, are you excited?
I am. It's a reference I understand.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Metal Gear Rising.
Oh. Well, it's called This Isn't My Sword. No, I didn't play it, so. Okay.
What? Dude, it's based.
Yeah. It looks pretty cool. 3, 2, 1, go.
Eleazar, why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my energy and my jokes, even my racist jokes. The podcast I've lost, the light novels I've lost. It won't stop hurting. It's like they're still there. You can feel it too, don't you? I'm the one who got caught up with content. A group above YouTube monetization, even above Patreon. And I was the parasite below, feeding off Nate Bestman's funny power. They came after you in voice jail, then in PC prison industrial complex. Canton just keeps growing, swallowing everything in its path, getting bigger and bigger. It's almost as big as my dick now. Eleazar, I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back everything that we've lost. And I won't rest until we do.
Well, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
The title was Metal Gear Rising, and that was a Metal Gear Solid 5 reference. You
What?
fucked up your game references, you fool!
What the fuck is a Metal Gear?
It's a bipedal tank capable of not launching a nuclear strike.
Oh wow, that sounds pretty cool. They should
Metal
make
Gear's
a
a great
video
series.
game about that.
You know, it's budgetary constraints. You know, it's a lot of shit.
Yeah,
it's
it'd
a
be
lot of polygons.
Yeah.
You know?
Who can afford them these days?
They're too busy modeling every single pore on Keanu Reeves' face for Cyberpunk 2077. They don't have the budgetary resources to make a Metal Gear game. Maybe someday though.
Wait. Is Kojima? Is that Kojima?
He's not in that, no.
Oh, okay. Lol. Well, fuck. That was it. Oh God, I'm gonna pray to God that we didn't get any more. Okay, no.
You these? No. As soon as the podcast starts, that's the cutoff point.
I would. No, you know what?
Don't give these people ideas.
I shouldn't tell
Eleazar,
them.
cut that out. They'll never end.
Yeah, you're right. It'll be like like I mentioned the War on Quickfill contest. Like people were submitting. Like I said, like the entry started flooding in like right before the judging, but like they were still flooding in like as we were finishing, like as we were judging the last entry, like more were still coming in. We had to be like, okay, that's it, no more allowed.
God.
Yes. But I guess that's the episode. Tom,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, maybe you'll disagree with me. I thought this one was kind of almost middling energy. Like there was some good banter going on this week.
Oh,
I know. We fucked up. We fucked
I
up
don't
pretty
know.
bad.
The new PCP, NU with an umlaut PCP, is about being low energy. It's something you just put on in the background. You just put it on your tablet and you hand it to your toddler, and you just let it autoplay.
Right.
To make us ad revenue. That's the new model. YouTube rewards this kind of content. Frequent, regular, long form content.
We're sorry. We'll both make sure to pop an Ambien before we start recording next week's episode.
I apologize for any energy that may have accidentally slipped in to this podcast, and I assure you it will never, ever happen again. Do we mention that Gibb's on vacation?
We didn't. We didn't mention that at all.
I meant to say that at the beginning. Yeah, Gib is not here because she is on vacation. She's on a dog vacation. It's literally a vacation for her dog, but she's going also.
Incredible.
They're just like, yeah, let's go on like a 2-week vacation to let the dog get some fresh air. Going to a cabin or whatever. So she will not be here next week either. She might be back the week after that. I'm not actually sure. But that's,
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. Okay, I think that's really funny, and I wanted to mention it because it's very, very good facts. So send us a voicemail for next week at speakpipe.com/PCP voicemail, and patron us at Patreon at patreon.com/ is it the Procrastinators?
Yep.
patreon.com/the wait, let me double check that. I don't trust
it's the
you.
Procrastinators.
It is the Procrastinators. Okay. Patron us at patreon.com if you like what we do here, and if you like the episode,
get in early for the early episode commentary tracks that may or may not actually end up happening.
Oh, we should do those. Oh, we should really do those. You think those would make good bonus episodes?
I think they'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, that's probably true.
We can just record one, and if it comes out like shit, we'll just pretend this never happened.
We could do like one and make it public, and then be like, okay, we're gonna make more of these, but they're gonna be bonus or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
HD remasters of our own podcast. Works for every other industry.
We'll just put lots of bloom on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, get in on that at patreon.com/theprocrastinators. Hey, if you really want to be cool in a PCP sort of way, maybe buy a shirt. Buy a I Have COVID shirt. Buy a Based State shirt at fuck, I don't even know what's the URL for that. It would be our storefront. It's teespring.com/stores/the-procrastinators, but there's dashes where the space would be, so the-pro-crastinators.
Links are all in the description.
Links in the description, baby. All right, and that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for this week. Are we out?
Yes, we're out.
Then let's go. Goodbye.
Good
night. Sweet dreams. That was kind of good energy. That was pretty.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Pretty solid.
It was pretty solid banter there. Yeah.